initiative policy will be ready to go into operation. This policy will provide the framework for continuous production, processing, and logistics in horticulture. It allows perishable goods like pineapples, mangoes, chilies, and herbs to move swiftly from the field to ports to international shelves, minimizing losses and maximizing value. And I'm pleased to inform you that the Ministry of Trade and Agribusiness and Industry and the Ministry of Transport are working together with the Ghana Revenue Authority, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, the Ghana Shippers Council, and other stakeholders to soon declare the Tema and Takoradi ports as 24-hour ports.
EpaHoaDaben.
Ladies and gentlemen, several 24-hour plus programs and documents have been in circulation for a while, in print and online. Let me briefly explain belatedly the format we used in developing the program. The program is available in a full version, an executive summary, and 8 sub-program books, each of which is self-contained but part of the whole. For example, if your primary interest is infrastructure, you can read just the Connect 24 sub-program. This will provide you with our complete infrastructure program and sufficient material to contextualize it as part of a broader program. We will soon produce abridged versions, popular summaries, and animations to help communicate program ideas and aspirations more widely. We hope you enjoy reading it and will share your reflections with us. We are also in touch with the Bureau of Ghana Languages so that we can disseminate the content of this program as simply, as effectively to all our people everywhere, every hour. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in implementation mode. We have divided the program into around 50 separate commercial, institutional, and social projects. We are writing concept notes for the first 20 of these projects. These concept notes have so far been our primary tools for engaging with institutional stakeholders, including local and foreign entrepreneurs, financiers, donors, contractors, CSOs, MDAs, MMDAs, community leaders, youth leaders, and others. They will be available on our website for interested persons to engage. We are pursuing several other targets in parallel. Firstly, on an ongoing basis, we have begun to the work of aligning our project with our current and planned government initiatives to minimize overlaps and increase synergy. For example, we have worked closely with the Minister of Agribusiness, Trade and Industry, Madam, to ensure that our respective textiles and garments programs complement rather than compete with each other. This effort culminated in an industry roundtable on June 9th, where stakeholders discussed the direction of textiles and garments policy and identified locations for future textiles and garment parks. The parks will not only be in Accra or in Tema, they'll be distributed across the country so that we can industrialize every aspect of the country where it's required and deemed bankable. Similarly, we are in the process of structuring and negotiating for the Volta Lake Economic Corridor with Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, VRA, and the Ministry for Energy and the Green Transition. Secondly, we have presented our 24-hour plus incentives package along with its impact assessment report to the Ministry of Finance for final review and adoption. Our proposals to the Finance Minister aim to simplify incentives and eliminate unnecessary bureaucratic discretion, thereby discouraging arbitrariness and facilitating the automation of processes. Thirdly, we are conducting feasibility studies on commercial projects, aiming to have priority projects investment ready by year's end. Indeed, we have learned that some priority projects already have bankable feasibility studies that only need updating. Fourthly, and very importantly, with the guidance from the Bank of Ghana, in collaboration with Development Bank of Ghana, Venture Capital Trust Fund, and Ghana Exim Bank, we must finalize and are in the process of finalizing our SME on-lending platform and our value chain lending scheme so that funds can flow to the 24-hour economic projects and the qualified entrepreneurs who run these projects. Fifthly, ladies and gentlemen, we are activating the mobilization component of the program. Aspire 24 and Go 24 may appear 7th and 8th on our list of sub-programs, but they are not afterthoughts. Everything is integrated. Aspire 24, mindset change, digital fluency, Go 24 will ignite a spirit of self-organization and civic responsibility among Ghanaians at the community level where we live, work, school, worship, and play. Communities must be empowered to address local challenges, and ultimately we need to build a truly participatory democracy that functions effectively at the national, district, and sub-district levels. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we will soon become a statutory authority. The appropriate legislation is being finalized for onward transmission to Parliament. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have made a significant leap towards our goal. We are very, very, very early in the long journey that the President has described. The road may be long, but we are ready, able to walk it. We hope to walk this road with all of your support. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank those who have helped us to get to this far. The program was framed, developed, tested, written up, and illustrated by a dedicated, talented youthful workforce and professional team between January and May 2025. Their ages range from 24 to 69 years old. I'm not the 69-year-old, by the way. I am personally grateful to every member of the Secretariat for your faith in Ghana, your long nights, your imagination, your competence, and your rigor. I could not have asked for a better team. However, ladies and gentlemen, the Secretariat is the first to admit that we stand on the shoulders of others. We must acknowledge, Your Excellency, the leadership of President Mahama, whose vision for a productive, prosperous, integrated, innovative, and equitable society has driven the development of the program. The vision, however, did not take shape in isolation. Much of the initial analysis was done by the NDC's 2024 Manifesto Committee, chaired by Comrade Danso Boafo, who is currently the Cabinet Secretary. Special tribute is due to the members of the 24-hour Economic Task Force team and the Jobs and Employment Subcommittee of the Manifesto Committee. Time will not allow me to mention each of you by name, but I believe that your names are being scrolled as I speak on the screens. And thank you for your remarkable effort and dedication, and your contributions are deeply appreciated. A detailed analysis of the challenges entrepreneurs, especially exporters, face was provided by individual intrepid entrepreneurs, both large and small, who know the system intimately. These producers and their associations are AGI, Association of Ghana Industries, FAGE, Federation of Ghanaian Exporters, GUTA, Ghana Union of Traders, GAU, PFAG, Ghana National Association of Cattle Farmers, the UK Ghana Chamber of Commerce, and others also highlighted the opportunity cost of our broken system. They proposed well thought out solutions, some of which we have included in the program. We are grateful to the development financial institutions, private foundations, development banks, and international agencies, especially Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, Development Bank of Ghana, Ghana Exim Bank, UNDP, and the African Development Bank for their invaluable support in shaping both the financing and strategic architecture of the 24-hour economic program. Without the guidance of Dr. Atto Forson, Dr. Johnson Asiama, and the expert teams at the Ministry of Finance, the Bank of Ghana, the Ghana Statistical Service, and the Ghana Revenue Authority, much of this program would not have been possible. I would also like to thank my colleagues in the government, the Office of the President. The Office of the President has led the program steadily and consistently and unfailingly. The Chief of Staff, Julius Debra, has continuously provided guidance and support. The Senior Presidential Advisor on Governmental Affairs, Valerie Sawyer, has been endlessly kind, helpful, and wise. The Cabinet Secretary, Professor Dansu Bafu, has on many occasions guided us safely and smoothly through turbulent waters, as well as saved us when we needed help in presenting matters to the Cabinet. And of course, Dr. Kalistus Mahama, the Secretary to the President, has always found space for us in His Excellency's incredibly busy schedule, in addition to graciously reviewing documents meant for public distribution. Our dear friend, former Attorney General Mariette Brew, now the President's legal advisor, has offered very valuable legal insights. Seth Tekwe has always been a clear voice on economic management and has always been a good comrade. And without Mausi Jirasa, our team would never have figured out how to navigate the complexities of Jubilee House. I must recognize the profound support of the Cabinet. 24 Hours is a truly multi-sectoral program that touches every ministerial sector of government. Progress would not be possible without the active support of ministers. However, in terms of the productive industries that the program seeks to transform, we must single out the Ministers for Trade and Industry and Agribusiness, Elizabeth Ufusu Ajari, Madam, Eric Opoku, Minister of Agriculture, Madam Emilia Arthur, Minister of Fisheries, Madam Jifa Ablagomashi, Minister of Culture, Theatre, Arts and Tourism. We really do thank you for your patience and your willingness to make your institutional capacity available to drive our different sub-programs. Lastly, and not the least, I commend the leadership of our security services. With facilitation from the National Security Council and National Security Advisor, we've held constructive engagement with the armed forces, the police, immigration, prisons, fire service, customs, cybersecurity agency, and the National Signals Bureau. These institutions have demonstrated a clear understanding of the strategic implications of the 24-hour plus program.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
This is more than a policy initiative. It is a national reset, a bold strategic shift to unlock our country's full productive potential. Today, we reclaim our founders' vision of a self-reliant, industrious, and inclusive African nation that works with organized creativity and ensures prosperity for all. So what are the origins of the 24H vision? The vision behind the 24-hour economy and the accelerated export development program was born from reflection during and after my previous term in office. Between 2016 and 2020, it became increasingly clear that Ghana, like many African countries, is trapped in a model of an equal exchange. We export raw materials and we import refined finished products. We ship cocoa, gold, timber, and oil abroad, only to repurchase them as chocolates, jewelry, furniture, and fuel at a far greater cost. This model does not serve our people. It has never served our people. It generates foreign jobs, it fuels foreign economies, and funds foreign healthcare and education systems. While our youth remain unemployed, our industries stagnate, and our imports balloon. We had laid the essential foundation then for energy infrastructure, for roads, for ICT systems, and human capital investment. But we knew that we needed to go further. And that meant we needed an integrated, bold, and coherent approach that dismantled the silos of past policies. The 24-hour plus program is that collective answer. And so we've moved from slogan to strategy today. In 2020 and again in 2024, thank you. In 2020 and again in 2024, the idea of a 24-hour economy captured national attention. It became a slogan of hope, a symbol that change was necessary and that it was possible. Our task now is to move from vision to implementation, from aspiration to action. This launch is not the end, but it is the beginning of a massive national mobilization. But let me be clear here. The 24H Plus agenda is not simply about extending working hours. It is about unleashing productivity, expanding opportunity, accelerating exports through well-structured, multi-sectoral, and inclusive interventions. And so we would have national consultation and co-design. And over the past 6 months, the 24-hour plus secretariat under the presidential advisor, Mr. Guzitano, and his team, has undertaken an extensive national engagement process. They've listened to entrepreneurs, both large and small, both formal and informal. They've listened to organized labor, cooperatives, farmers, and traders. They've listened to artists, technologists, traditional rulers, and religious bodies. They've consulted with diaspora groups, development agencies, investors, and infrastructure experts. They've talked to youth and women's organizations, scientists, and educational institutions. Alongside the private sector, the Secretariat has worked with government ministries, departments, and agencies to align regulatory, fiscal, and institutional frameworks to the program. The 24-hour plus agenda comprises synergistic sub-programs that are tailored to key value chains. And you must have heard the ministers mentioning them. These include Grow 24. Now, Grow 24 is about boosting agricultural productivity, agro-processing, and food security. Make 24 is about revitalizing our manufacturing and industrialization. Build 24 trains departments and agencies to align regulatory, fiscal, and institutional frameworks to the program. The 24-hour plus agenda comprises synergistic sub-programs that are tailored to key value chains. And you must have heard the ministers mentioning them. These include Grow 24. Now, Grow 24 is about boosting agricultural productivity, agro-processing, and food security. Make 24 is about revitalizing our manufacturing and industrialization. Build 24 is about accelerating infrastructure, construction, housing, and public works. Show 24 is about harnessing Ghana's rich creative, cultural, and tourism assets. And Connect 24 is about fixing our logistic chains, transport warehousing, ports, energy, and digital infrastructure. And Fund 24 is about unlocking innovative financing through credit guarantee schemes, blended finance, and venture capital. Aspire 24 is about building the skills of our people, our values, our ethics, and digital capacity for competitiveness. And Go 24 is about mobilizing all sectors, religious, security, academic, and civic, for national productivity and pride. This structure ensures depth and focus. We're not attempting to fix everything everywhere all at once. We're targeting high-impact, job-rich, and export-oriented sectors with strong forward and backward linkages. And now, so what is the famous Volta Economic Corridor we're talking about? That is our flagship anchor. While the 24-hour plus program is national in scope, our flagship intervention is the Volta Economic Corridor, a transformational effort to unlock the economic and environmental potential of the Volta Lake and its surrounding lands. Ladies and gentlemen, our first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, envisioned the Volta project at Akosombo not only as a source of power to power Ghana's industry. That is the famous Volta Economic Corridor we're talking about. That is our flagship anchor. While the 24-hour plus program is national in scope, our flagship intervention is the Volta Economic Corridor, a transformational effort to unlock the economic and environmental potential of the Volta Lake and its surrounding lands. Ladies and gentlemen, our first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, envisioned the Volta project at Akosombo not only as a source of power to power Ghana's industrial sector. He also saw it as an integrated project that will provide agribusiness, it will provide lands for agriculture, irrigation. Unfortunately, that aspect of his vision have been lost. Today, we're recreating Kwame Nkrumah's dream. Today, Osajifo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's dream comes alive again. We will irrigate over 2 million hectares of land for intensive agriculture under Grow 24. We will establish agro-industrial parks for textiles, pharmaceuticals, and food processing under Make 24. We will develop tourism clusters along the lake under Show 24. We will turn the lake into a central transport corridor that connects the north to the south and the east to the west under Connect 24. And so, ladies and gentlemen, imagine a future where fresh fruits and vegetables from Tamale are air freighted daily to Europe and other destinations. Imagine aquaculture along the lake, the Volta Lake, that sustains jobs and provides nutrition, and ports on the Volta Lake that reduce our transportation costs by up to 80%. This is how we unlock the full value of inland Ghana and reconnect with our Sahelian neighbors. The finance and implementation institutional frameworks for 24-hour plus. The private sector will lead the 24-hour plus program. Government will facilitate and not dominate. Government will facilitate and not dominate. Any government 24-hour plus authority that reports directly to the president. This policy is made for Ghana in the future. And so when I say report directly to the president, I don't mean only this president. It will report to the next president and the next president and the next president. The 24-hour plus program will be the catalyst for Ghana's economic growth. And we are sure that it will make Ghana prosper. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a call to national action. Distinguished guests, a new model of economic development grounded in productivity, powered by the private sector, and coordinated by the state is going to be unveiled. Our national strategy includes inclusive growth, export expansion, job creation, and structural transformation. We are under no illusions. The path is going to be challenging, but we will succeed. The path will be challenging, but we will succeed. And we will succeed with discipline, coordination, and shared purpose. The 24-hour plus agenda allows us to do things in a different way, and to do them better, and to do them together. We call on the private sector, labor unions, development partners, traditional authorities, youth, and civil society to embrace this initiative. Ghana belongs to all of us. The work of transformation must be the task of all of us. And so today, as a symbol of our collective commitment, I will unveil the official logo of the 24-hour plus program. And this is going to be a bold visual expression of our ambition to build a resilient, self-reliant, and a productive Ghana. And so, with this unveiling, it is my honor and privilege to declare the 24-hour economy agenda and accelerated export development program officially launched.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Voice of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, launching the 24-hour plus economic policy. Memwaha, memwakwaba, eba EpaHoaDaben jumedie so ene ye de tosu mienu in the new month of July 2025. In just about 20 minutes time, we'll be hitting 3. Yaba be di oman ni mu nkomo, ni adwendwene oman no ho. Share me Facebook live, yemfa nkomo ne nhihye so. EpaHoaDaben dwumadie nie.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Wusuyebio Ome ibetum pona Efri Ejumadene ahofama Ome ibetum pon Onso ye wofa O my Ghana Ome ibetum pona Efri Onso ya wofa minsu meye mefa ni akabom ni apeja ye manage na ho ena wi enso obo ade ada Roma asan ba biem o na ho ye de Ghana ba ko pe ne ye won ye ne de ye ne yie anase ye de ano na efefa ho na wonso de na wo ye ena wi ya satina na ye hia biem yi yedi ani ebedi ensem fofurachi na yedi ho komo mpanimfo se ade achi ne ante asem fofura yechi inti so be ha fiisi e wo da bia ne emu nsem en nyina nso nyepe esunanura ana esunane apart from say enani dini se no emu nsemu esisie no nso eya na edanso ena weda ne ntise no ade enura atwam enne ne ewoso yeda na se ena we share me Facebook live what me kan radio so yi enkan so nhia ne ye mfa nkomo ne nhihye so wo ho 24-hour economy policy has been launched. A year 24H plus. H near hour. Plus in each say eniema bebre keka ho. Sectors bebre ekeka ho. Na President Mahama kasemu no oyiyi nsem bi to ho. Ene wi enso de beto pono so. Ne adwudwam. It is one of the most controversial campaign promises. President John Dramani Mahama emra no obontoa 24-hour economy. Me kind the very first day or this assembly betu abontene. No need to use for na hia. So be kaya samre no na o say or touchy base with identifiable groups ahodo e wo manimu stakeholders ahodo na oji wo mu input e de ne hia Ghana fo enti 24-hour economy eda odi tu dwa no na one stakeholders ni bi sa hia TUC for but then wa kire mu ba bia sa policy we any vision we free so utie mampania achirem baby a policy we sa dayeso we free buy 24-hour economy dayeso no baby free buy ene yebebo nkomo pa yebedi nkomo nso pa bebia obi aka ho bra Facebook live na fa messages bra de nkenkan ni nyina da emfa ma wo obetimi a kire wadwene e wo nkomo ahodo a yeba bedie ho na mekai wo se wo ba no bemba mbeye just a silent observer so hu sade no obi amanfo bebiriba no ma betete hodi no mo hwe esro eya no ade wano ato nkomo ne mu bi kire wadwene na yenyina nso so yentimi enkamfua yedi anu tumu no ne shape policy yedi anu tumu no ne yeka yetirimu po ene said ya adwene ye efa amanyo no eho na wo mu nso ati akire na wo mu ye adwuma no wo mu nso ati behunu nti bra Facebook live na yemfa nkobo ni nyina enhyehyɛ so. Show produced by the man himself, Reynald Yawajiman, aka The Mask, supported by Joel Sanko, and of course there is Jemima in there. Tumiani there. Tumiani do. Na memfa aseda kese so ema yen digital team no. Collins na namu akwa bebo adwuma fitia no pa. Wajemu e de ama eye ni nua ba. Oba so no ba ko. O ma adwuma na adwuma mu haja nyina adum. Ya mask. Efree Sofo Mame Mrs. Abigail Fianco Ono no hwa me streaming live na wie e da team ni nyina ase wonso ka team no ho e da wasese wa join ne na wie enen komo e da pono so ayedie Sene medical kano President John Dramani Mahama e de anim a launch 24H plus economic policy. Na policy ni mu no waboboso ya wo grow 24 aye de ba be boost agriculture ya wo make 24 a eno infidijuma industrialization manufacturing o se de no ba be revitalize manufacturing any industrialization build 24 accelerated infrastructural development. There was show 24. And no, ye de beda Ghana. Yen tourist attractions, Eddie. Ghana, yen rich culture. Show 24. And also eka areas 24-hour economy no ebe cover. There is also Connect 24. And no babe here, they're in distribution value chain. No. There were Fund 24. Ebe addressing access to finance. Kanka ene SMEs mo pesika dia hye mudwuma se na mo bre. Aspire 24. Building the skills and mindset of Ghanaians. Osi will go 24. And only ye ubia asofo imam for agrada nkrofo no so kan on. Eni obibia. Pacho we ye na poso. Na mampani kasamu no okabribi. Or say we are moving from slogans to strategy. Or can't say no. Now we need some ensemble beba. But tiane chira ban for bo mo nsem. Adamri bi na slogans nkwa ho. Na strategy bi animu ana. John Dramani Mahama. Or say we are moving from slogans to strategy. From vision to action. Ra Facebook na be kire wadwene. Eno achi ye betie sinsem fufuro mu. Na yahwe other matters nso a edi ahim e wo man ni mu Dr. Mahmoud Baumia se ne ohwe eye global info analytics One survey a woman de ababe tudwa adane a big talking point Emma one more omani edi manyo semwechia na one patch say Oma sample Ghana 4 views MPP4 ene Ghana 4 nyina na anya ye nyina de nanso kakra bi a womo ne omudi nkomo a womu susu se ebetimi a represent wo man ni nyina wona dwenkyere ene se dodo na susu se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ena obewini NPP flag bearer contest da wo mo enim kire se oye preferred na asemu ye busa se other camps no omo eso asemu sen near global info analytics de aba no contestants anase flag bearer hopefuls aka no omo hunu ni sen ebi say such surveys e the potential say be skew amanfo aka say as a doc na ade amanfo kaso woko de a ene ne entoma no ebi nso surveys de nka hu ebi kura wo mo ani o makasa kura no wo mo ada no kura mo nto aba ni bi ebi afi ne kopem so mbekwa koto aba niema bi betimi asia ma niema sesa badin prem say research anything to go by na statistics ni figures kasa de a the global info analytics say amongst edia abeto abontini nyina no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ye preferred flag bearer and a candidate Emma MPP4 according to one more kasa ye wadwen kire wo huni sen uhunu ni sen na say ekoba ni say Dr. Bawumia emerge winner a hard sell for the MPP and answer enye dene so on besan ton Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia biem na say wo mo beton na e de any attributes no brand no any product no ne attributes ye de any dien pa ene manfo menyina so nka say sa de abadwomu de meto ne de any dien so na manfo behwe aka say ade we de mento ewe ye nhia kwankwanu anase Facebook live bien fan kobo ne nhihye so na okwa wo ba nyina no pacho eya na wahwe o budget ni biemu ai ene ma asesa so nim say nra ene hye ase 2.45% tariff increment on electricity enra ene hye ase te enra no say talk prepaid talk creditor obehunu no say 50 cedis na wo to a unya ne pepepe sa tax na ashase ye adwuma pa enra na nso a number of taxes if you say ye adwuma they say 15% on air non life insurance ishase enra 7% on plastic air products and social senra but July busumi we niema kesi esisi pa aban launching major policies ekoso enra kra nso ne kodi Ghana Republic Day bompaye chenchire nchempaya kese but ya kwaye be nyina yen kai say on the 16th of this month here so enemo mu be san yedene sa dum so lebi na no omo de ba ye omo say yukoye no 16th of July ya dum so levy is coming back. Ghana Revenue Authority at the announcement na betudwa omo asem ni say aban no atena se a review ni enti a womo de asem omo twen eyadum so levy ne de sen na omo hwese ne amansen edwomu ne ekọ ene Iran ni Israel tokwai ceasefire aba emu adwu a niema ende die se ye betu krudu mu ni ade ne war ne bekoso odinti aban na ye se osan ede eyadum so levy ne ba Inti na eya ose kwa esan ba 1 Ghana cedi on every liter of fuel abeto ebeje enwe ye de topunu so ne edi nkobo na samba kwa yebusa experts eni ombekasa ne se aban ahotoso a enu nti wanya wode eyadum so lebi san ba ni se wose waye a thorough review of prevailing market indicators. Na in line with government's commitment, omo ahwe ehunu se omo de dum so level ne ba at this time a enya de a enema mu be ye den aboro so isane se ne ekoso on the global scene no enya de a ebenya nsunsuanso bone kese ewo ye so enti it's a good time see this one city no ebeba ewe ye di hu komo ye bo hu komo kire wadwene wo sansemi hu na ye nkasa na enra emra dwumadie kase so ewo the forecourt of the state house na ewie ye ne de ani kire eye national mosque ma eye nuanom mpanifo a wono ye imamfo led by the national chief imam himself ye de eye national eye muslim prayers so share so ewo ye national mosque na dwumadie na se no ena eye imam kase baako enso jebre se ono nso ebe kasa na ne kasa mu ono oka ensem baako mienu miensa bi a na me ne wo kasa yi enam social media agi himpa ebisa imam no aka no kore pa ewom ebisa imam enye sabre nso ena ye politics. There is this whole conversation about Chief Justice ayeyi no ne process ye de ne febuna no no ne press conference obeye ensem a ohwegu ho ene ne wo ka se unfair treatment a ye de ne famu wakasa bebre Ghana Bar Association a eye a lawyer for kabomuko na no so 30th June omuso eba bontene be kasa ye efo a ne Chief Justice ne kan ye no so na on the occasion of National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving dia enkobo ni bi ensukopie mu ewo muslimi forsom ene wono paya no mo body ama wo man na se na momientie issues ni bi a imami raise ye emra na all kasa about ensem bi a esisi ewo yen politics mu
but it's not doing it. Our judiciary is in about the manipulation of the political parties. 6 months ago, or barely 1 year ago, the NDC are advocating for a cap in the appointment of the justices of the Supreme Court, only for our president to appoint 7 of them just recently. As a result, many people are not even confident. They don't have any confidence in the judiciary because of the manipulation of political parties. We therefore ask Allah to change the attitude first of our executives, our political parties, to leave the executive, to leave the judiciary alone. They must be independent. They must be allowed to do their work without the interference from the executive, from political parties. The 7 judges that were appointed, those in the parliament who 5 years ago promoted them from high court to the appeal court, are now saying they didn't recognize them. This is politics. We can't afford to politicize our judiciary. That is the only place where, when we are chased out, that's the only place we run to. So we ask Allah for the truly independence of our judiciary. We ask Allah to protect them, and we also urge them, after prayer, that they should endeavor to do justice. They should remember they are now administering the justice, but tomorrow they are going to stand before the Maker. They are going to stand before the Creator, the one who is just for retribution for whatever they have done on this earth. We ask for Allah's blessing. We thank you in the name of Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
EpaHoaDaben sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Imam Ahmed ena otene nkano na sansemi ekoti a lot of comments on social media. You want to join us live on Facebook? o adwenkyere bia so betimi dia ba efa saa ensem ya ode etu edwa no eho na ne ensem ni nyina ne se ye bom paye a ye di en Republic Day at the same time no ye hu political interference e judiciary ni mu na ne how ne se amanyofo no de omonsa for eye ajagefo ene ye mbra pon ene ye Supreme Court ne ye judiciary ni nyina na ono esusu se ne mampani no ye no entwa yie wasan so ka kire mu se ene uyi eye Chief Justice free ho ena wo ababe appoint eye emu 7 otwa bi so de bo eye minority fo so ka se na mo nanu ya mo kra mo promote judge fo a ene ye de o mabase enfo mo ko Supreme Court emra mo aba mu a ye promote wo mo no eno mo anso na mo promote wo mo na ene politics nti ye de o mabase mo approve om ne enfo mo ko Supreme Court a mo so mo twetwetwe mo ho na ne nyina no nansem ne se amanyofo no ede wo mo hu wura judiciary ni mu ama eno na anka ye nyina ye ni da so se amanyofo efeli a emra ne de ensese efeli yen nanso ne ye hunu no ene eye ne politicians ede judiciary no eye de tietie mu a eno no na oba Facebook amanfo afiase ede nkobo no ahyehye so ewo ho ma mente won kan so wa ha bie na menkenkan o messages mra na memma wo akwaba emajumedie no so Paul Amenosoji, I see you. Thanks for joining us. Osei Archimedes, also behunu papa from Ejuso. Potassium One, I see you. Good afternoon, bro. Seth Antobam, meba message no so on 24-hour economy. Masawudu Kumase Bantama, I see you as well. Commenting on 24-hour economy. And check my bekenkan messages ni na also ohwato because minimsa man for any abre. But I'm ready to say. Yako eye krom busa se na di empa na eko ensembe ne dankofo ano a wo mo ebobo hu di hu nkomo ensembe na edi ade ncheche efa eye amanyo ho wo social media so na ne ekoso nso na international scene so te sen mate se Elon Musk ne eye Donald Trump nanu ya na nkomo ye love bet so no me na mfofo pa enso de akoda ne bibia wo ho edi empa na eko
den na eko a dine and echo.
Joe the L.
BB.
Joe the L.
BB.
Joe the L.
Oh, BB. And some koso
Ghana. So one in them way.
BB. And some koso.
There be a who be out is from phone so nam so say ya.
And some koso.
One anim near
and some koso.
Then echo.
Na BB.
Minya.
Sabro ya me no kase Iran. Omonsam aba.
Iran for now say ceasefire or na.
Oh, ceasefire there or
omu di so there.
Yes.
Okay.
But Iran president friend Masoud Pezeshkian.
Okay.
Sabro wama order. Say suspend the cooperation with the UN nuclear watchdog.
Oh, aso.
Enti ewiase afa na nyina no.
Ejuma ne be ye dia ma UN.
UN summit omukoye wo Vienna omugitu mu say the International Atomic Energy Agency.
Yeah.
Omu na omu nye den, omu monitor mama ya omu ye den, omu hwe so omu ye nuclear weapons na de nyina no omu fa ho report ema UN no. Sabe ya no kase odako. Say immediately order na eba esi immediately no enu bi eba
presidential order.
Yes.
Yentwentwen so.
Na we no both presidential order and parliamentary validation.
Okay.
Yawa dey etwa mu yi. And Iran parliament pass mra say mpempempempem de omo suspend
cooperation bia with
aye no. Yes. And Endra and so presidential order no
abeto aso
asisi ano omo
na chese say no UN inspectors na ya omo inspecting nuclear sites.
Yes.
Enya dia Iran for ebesoso wo musu biem
dabi
enti se omo kwa Iran so omo kwa hwe omo nuclear sites no ma kwa hwe bi krampo extent of damage ni ade a the Iran for person which say they cannot guarantee their safety.
No, in fact, and see, the problem we hu and say Associated Press almost say omo obi omo ne nakasa on the condition of anonymity.
Okay.
And so they are two just say order number. Nemo UN nuclear weapons inspection team no more Iran no omo da so
Iran
Chrome ho
okay
omo no kira say omo ate order no radio so but omo nte order no
officially
so
we ntro ho letter
say omo nya den omo fi Chrome ho
presidential order ye ntro mre one also advice
nti no any
anti omo twen say be tro
yes omo twa say no so be den e be bro ma ye de ehun sem no ye den e bro now Trump ni
Elon Musk
yes Trump ni
na me catch you be say uhia obi na ne fa yonko a eya empre wo hu kan nsem bebre mbie nsem bebre so because ochine bi no montam bitimi atete
oh yes
nsem wa be catch no bitimi ayusu atia o na nanu ya na obi nimpo se mask ne Donald Trump be kontokwa sei
eye business interest but bibi
empa na ekoso
when say men so more principle be say if friendship die secret should die with them.
I know you can't guarantee that.
Intime
principle.
Intime principle. Intime who say obi reveal the former friend Adam for him was any power. Onye ne papa.
It depends on the kind friendship ni break.
No say ebi o wa bibi me no nenam. Ena me si o me no nanti bi. Memba bon
si en sorry nka se me no nanti bi msa akwa.
Say bibi say
na wo kwa me girl a wo me fan chow.
Yes, but see bibi memba bon tim be bo dede. Oh,
but no dia me na me ya.
Oh, the media only the obetumi aka ho asem ba say obeka say oh no I don't know you happy for me we are no just say we ni paboni ni
no dey ampa
because sanomana ye bo mu no we did it with love into your friendship ni wa kro no ya bo nyina yesro maninya enwusa
na Trump said Elon Musk so said
adia ama Elon any Tesla adena ye ni say and unim say we no and that Trump edwe beto abonten say Gaza no we no ceasefire aba and Elon so retweet here so give credit to where credit is due. Into we no about Trump abaso
okay
no into Trump say omo try say omo sisi anu 60 days ceasefire and so aba between Israel and Gaza into Trump announce in Elon so because we there give credit to where credit is due into enobeba
into we there no problem
wait okay but you see problem they say Trump's dodge threat sparks new turmoil for Tesla and Elon now Trump the way before for be eba
or the policy
for be eba na sa policy na or dey ban oh bibi
Elon Musk criticizing
yes. and sa policy na friend dodge Department of Government Efficiency na openino say won say na Elon na sha say I say o jai say na ekono in fact but Elon nsem o de abetu jasa bill na make one asem Donald Trump bill na o introduce no and Elon say if this insane spending bill passes the American party will be formed the next day. Our country needs an alternative to the Republican Democratic Uni Party.
That's a huge threat.
So that the people actually have a voice. Inti eno any their Elon Musk and they say sa bill na or cho diary no omo party a omo so omo for me another party.
Na Dodgy say ono ne first person de ne to ano. Say Donald Trump say yagitumu na ho spending ne ho sikasem no yagitumu.
Yes.
And na Elon Musk nso person kire say ense say ba ne sa.
Yes.
Na opa kire say America for J and Trump pushi sa de ni through a.
Sabre am no ka say bill no yes Senate.
Okay.
A pass it through Congress.
Okay.
Edu Senate.
Okay. International says Senate G2 the next another political party will be formed.
And no man for catcher and say so would you say the Sinaloa cartel any cartels now or more Colombiano or more bigger try the Democratic and the Republican Party.
Hey, Elon Musk, is he not biting more than he can chew?
Well,
Anyway, but America needs this. Who's a Ghana highest be MPP ni NDC MPP ni NDC.
enye adwuma.
He's seen an opportunity be or debate media critique or no political party.
Enye adwuma because no, even though say a tradition and I den eno nana ye matters day nana amount forecast NDC for ne kum judges no because PNDC na sesa be ye eno obi so ka say ene ye kasa na mo papa no traitors a mo se enye MPP na so MPP na anti eno oba won say be difference there the Republican and the Democratic Party no
entrenched
for hundreds of years.
Elon Musk cannot break that.
No.
But
it would take more than Elon Musk for the duopoly of a Republican and then the Democrats to break.
Let me say Elon Musk, he's been, I don't know how to put it, but he's been fooled by $1 million now wachiche ya Trump winning and to force be a disika wuremu a obetimi ate a third force a ebetimi ababa be share between the Republicans and the Democrats, but Trump are responding to Sasevenana.
Trump response na me hu ye no na me pese me ya na me check because na screenshot me call ni page one so me hu
Nyoka say I hope deported no.
Yes.
No kra wakan okay. Me share see na he said it.
Say Elon Musk no. South Africa na yawo no.
Yeah, South Africa. Ne nanom nyina ho.
Yeah, ne nanom nyina anti
was it say Elon Musk be ne wakan dia the next available flight
on deporting no umbrella na Africa cry ye hia ne sika.
Interesting.
Nti on deporting no. Now Bibi,
yeah.
Libya kwento no.
Then I see Libya bi. Say Libya de ja Gaddafi ko ajiegu.
Oh, nanse akra no yate international migration organization. Omo de we ba say ye de ma ye tomba emomo bobo esiba enobinum profit.
Human trafficking cost.
Yes, human trafficking there was so. Sabi ameno ka say according to the Libyan Observer. According
newspaper.
Newspaper.
Okay.
The Libyan Army's 444 Brigade, the elite division of the Libyan Army. They've arrested an internationally wanted criminal who is from Ghana. Bibi, and ya seven.
Inti yache Ghana ni bi wa Libya.
Yache Ghana ni bi wa Libya. Your friend Said. Dudona friend Biggie.
Biggie.
Yes.
So a Biggie. Bra Facebook never had here. Until ni achini.
Ono ena yachini ya we post no ba me the pictures nangasa account yachi Said.
Okay. Ghana ni.
Ano oton nipa. Involved in human trafficking.
And I say human trafficking.
Yes, oton nipa. Bibi, ye choma endra apartment or Tripoli.
Okay.
Ewo abayin krata mu no. O say o de rent ahoho.
Okay.
Inti immigrant no mo ba no ubenya baby ada no say na dabi o enye na ede o.
Oh, I see.
Ehona ye the trafficking man. Inti omo atete na che.
Okay.
Inti ndra eno munya another confirmation so ye be shepe ema 11 akọ. Inti ende omo tewa obetin say armed forces omura wana emba inti emano ena bibi
eman na omo
yes omo ya 11
omo ye man
omo ya 11 different nationalities
omo ye man omo ye omo 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11
yes
from different African countries
different nationalities.
Wow. To encourage omo koto mo he Italy and I say
inti kende odi omo fam na de ono so wonya ne kakra inti Biggie
tiache no
yes
Ghana ni na mo sure so Ghana ni de enye obi a yache no ofi kuro foforo so no so Ghana ni
no say ende ebi a be hwen krata
because nkofo ni bi ye pa
because the reason why I make say won say obi a our business wa register business Tripoli wa involved because he's into the hospitality business or the apartment na there rent.
Yes,
Airbnb ni bi na unia or ye wo ha ahomachi no omo eboru awon because utie report observer no e dey aba bonten na say the 444 brigade no he has been on their radar for a long time. See, and no, he was caught in the act. Wow. Omo de kwa koma the office of the special prosecutor yes, omonso obi wo na dia yes, dia the Jordan befaso bia no bibi.
But girls in the enim se Ghana for
girls in the enim
se Ghana for
but wo share the ote asen niti no yellow kakra na obe West Africa ni wo say hairstyle no yes inti wo share inti wo be for woman ye ntumi ka so mo Ghana for but hairstyle no ebetuma ye Togo ni Ghana ni Nigeria ni anasa Abidjan ni inti wo share but omo maka ne de se na maya fi no akato mo so no but we wo share mo skin na omo nyina be West Africa for
say omo ye tuntum for
yes wo share mo skin
ma omo Taifa Libya ne de West Africans no do
yes yeah those yeah kopa adwuma ye na unuanso na unuanso business I say
when no normally omo tie de omo ma ayifo no
yes
best for no ni ade
nti omo the way wo sa na I say akabenezi okache so bole say o mi didi mi do betu kwan didi eni ambiem na ekọ bibi unim say 2 weeks ago me be ya story bi emao
yes
say FBI the Federal Bureau of Investigations
me kai pa East Legon boys
me catch you say saboy say na otunfo say tutuka say pin tokuma se kwa hote no sa week ni de na bia na East Legon bia ide now a month na ye bom kwadu no saboy am no kase officially ye extradited Baku ekopiem e the United States of America.
Oh enti ne obeka kire ye say aban no ne US fo din komo ahweso mbetimi I extradite omo de omo akono ampa abaso
yes abaso
oh ifoni ni
yes
okay brafe enti dada jo ni ana
yes we dada jo reme mesraw we nye coffee boat coffee boat dia no so boboba but we dada jo remes
Did you remix count?
Yes, ne nickname na.
That Joe remix.
Edi a wo boy Eastleigh go on. Obia. Edi on the street in team we any eno so dia ehwa.
Onunie.
Yes, onunie.
Hanko fuguni saguni sisi.
And we wabe omudi ni free Ghana no.
Okay, everyone mo dey ko US.
Yeah, into we be sha picture na ti
President Mahama.
Yeah, President Mahama na ebo.
We high airport ho.
Yes.
Okay. President Mahama picture na
yes, President Mahama na bo achire.
High Ghana.
Yes, and Baku no okopie mu ye de no do US mountain so no.
Ahanso ya Ghana.
Nti omo de ne call according to statement the diplomatic security service the US embassy the Abontino and said Joseph Bedu Boateng aka Dada Joe Remes yeah then call if he say $100 million romance any fraud way you know
or say Boateng was indicted on charges of running a fraud ring that used romance and inheritance schemes to defraud US victims of several millions of dollars. The subject is now in the United States of America.
But utie report we na say Dada Joe the enkwari o because the indictment no extra
say operate a ring.
Yes, the indictment extra he operated the fraudulent scheme no from 2013 to 2023.
Okay.
Inti am say afu koye na jin so retirement na ono so omo den omo so no mu ya asem abe
but almost see we operate a ring inti ring ni de ring ni de
nkabata no
say adwuma no yedu ba bia no abe chairman
yeah so retire na
chairman boys be
so introduce ma
and almost so no FBI for no omo hwehwe wo ni ti
yes
omo mo ni fifi inti no
say ucho wo ni ti ana say ade no wontumi nto ase but utwa woni ti so om sa start from ground 1
but wo mu no so no da bia deputy chairman chairman you are chairman
omodo so nti
sana de na
omo so omo to omo hofo omo so omo to omo ntu hofo untu mo go hwe papa
adwuma na din o
enya easy
omo adwuma na din o wo wada na ohwe nkromo no that's that time na de achi wo baabi
se bibi
adwuma na din o
adwuma bi anda fom adwuma bi anda fom na wo atwempene wa abrochire da na wo be hu especially so o elia na wo be hu ze sabo ya fe na de achi afena de achi only do be 8 hours into so pon adwuma 5 na makasa na ze anadwo wa nyina
adwuma na de
enya
na yesi UPS bibi ukoso ho
bibi asema esi wo UPS amama kai na me we invest no Monday pa se na bibi okobrane address pa no ite classroom a bagasa okoto wache wo junction so ana so okọ gym na UPS no University of Professional Studies omo say what's freedom of dressing na enye omani so UPS sabre am no kase trending number 1 enye 24-hour economy ya launch no na trend you enu mi yifri mu because minim say dey ebeka main subject UPS trend number 1 24-hour economy number 2
adamu ye fashion show ho ana
dey course for UPS and say tax force enie
ya twino
emaiwa omo dress ye no ya ko
na say girl dressing problem bi
say no wo de bibi mabbo mra no so wo de hwe de hwe no
slippers
yes
we so ahye hu
nti ya pam mu na say mu kofie aha de yenso so nsemfo so
there's a UPS for penny for no mutu indecent
so
sana
omo so mo dress code
okay
uba school no uba matriculation no bibi ye catch you say ha oju say go to university you can wear anything you want aha enya UPS aha de dress code den ewo ho a
ba girl atade apart from so she slippers atade de sanka
yes
nti slippers no any problem na say slippers ni problem a wo twene dendenden sa no ye kasen
nti eno ene
we obviously onye lecturer
yes
obeye university workers ni bi
omo chema tax force
come on
now bibi UPS omo matriculation book no o say wo university ayema book men kan bebre but me de ye de to so a ba ko bi session 1.32.6 omo choma uromu ewo dia see or say torn pants, slacks or jeans. While this style of clothing may be fashionable for some people, at UPSA tears in clothing are unacceptable and inappropriate within the university community. Yes, also kasa about revealing attire, jogging suits or sweatsuits. Internet say UPSA there, inti bibi eno ena dasi. Omonje tattoos, undergarment.
Intimi nye
autofesta. Jogging suit ne sweatpants. Eno na mse yakwa jema hu so bi she o lecture ana wa dwini nyina ese kumventi
revealing attire ne ade but lady no mo drag ne sa ne de
enti social media na mafo de divided opinions omo chema oppression ne de omo ni hu eni asem ba se na ye drag ababa won se kromfo a woko wi ade no
me feel say for university environment if you want to enforce emre bia e was say we enforce emra ne te se ne o man air force emra what I say enye ode brute force ana se can saying gidi ene ye de enforce emra when mu nya nkoda se bia mu to put systems in place e betimi a check sade no give the lecturers the power to sack these students from their lecture halls. But say obinam campus no akoso de mu na wo drag ne gede say no so ka say. What if onye student and onam campus?
Omo chema ko drag from a lecture hall.
Na ohwe girl atade e te say.
Nti eno ene
the jeans trouser yo share so fine isi ni na se kama. Osha 9 stop so we are
Dabi bibi
slippers na
anya on say titi animu no
ani matete
on say embra na me kan no
na brantin so ba na be ma
nti
na we krampo I mean
yes and said that nye but nti senya ebirum say operation need o money je ho because dressing o mu hu na e money je ho but say o dragging so ye kronfo no eno no mo ye den o mo problem
den nkoyi
bibi
Joel
me sorry se no
okay uja me ba ku bia na
ba ku pe and e bia woni eye wa pamfo ba motumi ahweka bibi so wonam na wote so obi si o wo hwe ni mu say president Mahama be failure be hu ni sense anipa no then na o be ka chere say a politician be so ye de ye hwe ni mu say President John Dramani Mahama obe faili na bibi yesi kakum ye yagin kokoro enum yentie honorable Eugene Buachi entry General Secretary aspirant for the New Patriotic Party in Sama Odituja.
Let me ask you a question, and I want you to answer like a statesman. Yes, because I believe based on what you have done, you have reached that level. You should be able to answer. What do you think would happen to Ghana if John Mahama fails?
But I'm not, you see, I want him to fail. I want my party to win the 2028 election.
So you want him to fail?
I don't want him to fail as in fail. But I know they can't do, the NDC, the kind of things that I saw when we were in cabinet. We're the same Ghanaians in the NDC. So it will be transferred across there. But, I don't want Mahama to succeed as in succeed. I want my party to win.
That's not you thinking nationalistically.
Oh,
that's not you being patriotic.
But do you think I want the NDC to remain in power after 2028? What's the point of it coming to be general secretary?
But you want the country to see progress.
Of course, but everybody will come and do their bit. The Kufuor came and did his bit, Kufuor came and did his bit, Mahama, Mills, they all came and did their bit. But in terms of actual management of this economy, I don't think the NDC has what it takes.
Chale babinye we free mu na
Bibi
we yabusa question yasan kra ma
lead said as a statesman
answer this question as a statesman yama lead here was say wo de kwadwendwene mu answer na wabie wa no na wo masa answer we ya na wo say I don't want him to fail as in fail mu susu be na wo mu
na Bibi sa video we senior Ghana mbebunu so mo ye highly disappointed
dollar baby adu no enye ne de
da bia ebi onyanka
so ono no de no
can do 50
ne de no chese oman ne mmo nanka MPP ntimi me win power na imra no more power no mo ma Ghana than heaven
nti de oka no amafo si o sansem we no omo titi bi from politicians bi o but na
bia wo page na secretary
nanka owura eye Buachi entry Ghana for binum chese senior no mo de na to eye abenja so no
no omo bunu pa
yes ewo eye yen Gen Z no ye ten ye beka so na ye reti no pa Ghana for mbebunu se omo di ni hu ya omo person omo kasa no makasa omo kasa etia pani di omo kan ne se owura yidwumbu antwechi se ekrom ha no o de wontumi ntinana o ye ya ewe ne wa hai Togo na wa hai o de obetumi akọ na se ye tie krom ha ye bọ mpa se oman ni mbode adabraka omo kira Dr. Maudu Bawumia na se eye owura Kennedy Japan no kra na omo pe belidi NDC no ye bi so mo question say as a statesman omo nko bi o manu
so clearly he's telling us he's not a statesman. When you're statesman, because they say answer the question as a statesman, and you chose to answer it this way. Into what would you know? When I be say papa you was a statesman
or your statesman. Bibi, my fan seven no, and yeah the NC, but yeah we bushia for Said. Bushia for yes, into yeah the picture no. To happy inti
uda we busa fa bakọ ne chiuka e so no discover e bia na ti na about dia o mu ko no bitima ba wonu hu nanim ye No say na den akwa no hu nanim yie.
But
Vicinity ase.
Ba bibi.
Yenimu a yenimu.
Obusuani a hu no.
WW.
Yes. Obusuani a. We yenim no. Me ne wo yenim no. Enti na yetumi je so enya ante amaba ne dabi. Say yenim na. No, ke bibi no.
Na a quick one from Togo.
Yeah.
Togo, yɛdum ɔmo kane nyinaa. Yɛdum ɔmo kane nyinaa na adwo awia nɔpa yɛdum ni nyinaa. Yɛato border ni mu ɛwɔ Togo side. Na ɛnura mani obi kasa wɔ Togo. Na ne ɛwɔ hɔ ne sɛ anadwo da suo mu a mo hyɛ dɛm mu a yɛdum kane ni nyinaa no. Wo hɔ a ne aba be buda ne bura ebu wura mu a yɛhwɛ mɛmɛ wo fie hɔ. Yɛsoa mu a yɛnim baabi ade ɔmo kɔ. Ntimi so nkɔ hɔ ɔmo akyiri kwan. Amanfo Otogo a omo pɛ dwane aba Ghana nanso ayɛdea mo omo so mbe pia bontene mpo na sankampo matimi aba omo te ben border na no de ebinim atimi aba Ghana na wono mo abo kurom ankasa no ayɛdea me bi mu pa coming to Ghana ayɛdea ma womo kane anya adwuma
internet nso
so
yɛ bibi na se phone no
ɛhɔ na yɛde yɛ adwuma no
na se phone no so be charge
uni light
into uni light ekwan a wo video na obetwa wo
na so be ya be post
video na obetwa
you say cry ni light into video no wunya na watwa phone ni bedum
nti
wunya nso na wutwa wunya internet no wasende nti no the strategy or the control
for yasimbe sabe ono so nsenhu na odi ho a obi ehwe no ono nso che say oye ne na what na so 20 years uju hudia
na so oje ne hudi
uju hudia biem
dabi en na che so oje ne hudi o control mine no
uju hudia biem
so che say o mine ne dia ne ope no oye wo control mine no and it's about time we say Togofo na nkasa mu mani edi na you see they are prisoners in their own country wa wontimi mpia bontene wontimi mfiri woman ni mu woni kane anso na woni internet
internet already na e bad ho da
na e bad
na almost so
Joe the L
bibi
Joe the L
na fancy ha na fa we nsi na nto adwumade no so
EpaHoaDaben nti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Yewie ne saa no mamenchia His Excellency John Dramani Mahama enewie na papa menka se Ghana fo obo abaso niema ba ko mienu miense bia mse na wotwi mu waye National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving no ade a asonkofo bebre ani there are few people a omo ne wonya adwene wo ho but no de se ne wonimu no enya ni obeye nyina na ebeye nkofo fe ewie Ghana man se yenka nkyere se yichiawo yebo mpaye de biadada yebo bi mawo woni ye mampanin na yeti yani yebo mpaye wie ni yeti yani send enra yebo mpaye ti yani a yeti yani wie a the reality of nation building and I confronting yen na Ghana fo ani da so ne se obo sha wa shed no dodo no ni nyina bebam enim se wontimi nyani nyina de nanso nemu na kase a ebetimi aka nipa bebre no me wani na ye ne ode 24-hour economy wapa ho ntoma aba yɛda ase yɛbɔ mpa yɛ sɛ nyame beto nhyira nsu aguso na sɛ de uhunu no ɛbɛba so saa me de Ghana ne yeye ma yɛ nyinaa na mampani
EpaHoaDaben nti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
makenkan news articles ahodoɔ bi a Ema me ho yira me kakra. Na no me kokan ya Honorable Felix Kwacho Fosu ese ampani waban eba besi 600 chips compounds. Na me kan story no ehunu story no na me say ede na ekoso yi. Ede na esie yi. 600 chips compounds ena mampani waban eba besie na yaka chips compound a eye hospital ne baketua kura ewom eye ayaresabia yɛde ɛtae kɔ nkurankuraseɛ baabi a ayaresabea kɛseɛ ni Chips Compound Esuachen Clinic Esua Essen Clinic ɛno na ɛwɔ fam koraa wohwɛ ɛyɛ ayaresabea ne levels na ɛno na ɛwɔ fam koraa yɛwɔ teaching hospitals which are normally referral centers a yɛade mu yɛ den paa yɛde amanfoɔ kɔ teaching hospitals nso ɔmo na ɛyɛ a ɔmo ta yɛ research na wɔmo ɛde nneɛma foforɔ ɛba ɛhɔ nso na adɔktafoɔ timi kɔyɛ ɔmo practicals anɛsefoɔ timi kɔyɛ ɔmo practicals na waba bi a regional hospitals a region bia wɔ bie ɛno nso ɛyɛ a wɔmo ɛwɔ akande ahodoɔ a ɔmo timi de sɔ yade ahodoɔ ano emu yɛ den ma wɔmo a ɔmo de kɔ bi a teaching hospital bonse wɔ mu a no abɛpie ebi a polyclinic no ɛwɔ fam kakra ɛsene ɛyɛ the regional facilities regional hospitals no nti polyclinic na kwaya de ntɛm a wɔn nso so ɔma hoɔden no ɛwɔ baabi a eduro nti wokɔ mu ano akɔpie ebi a clinic no so wɔ fam ɛkyɛn polyclinic no na ne ɛwɔ fam koraa ɛyɛ a ɛtai wɔ nkurankura n'ase no ɛno no ɛyɛ Chips Compound na Chips Compound no ɛyɛ a ɛyɛ community ne na ɛyɛ ɔmo dea over the years esane sɛ yɛ man no yɛni sika yɛbɛtimi ɛde asi hospitals akɛseɛ na amanfo atimi akɔbie ɛwɔ baabia nti no baabi a ɛyɛ a yɛntimi mfa district hospital ɛnkɔ ana baabi a district hospital ɛwɔ na ɛne nkurankura atwa district no ahyia emu wa no ɛyɛ na aban no ɛyɛ sɛ ɔde Chips Compound ebi a adankura bɛyɛ baako mmienu bi normally Chips Compound no ɛdan ɛwɔ mu a bi a bɛyɛ 4-bedroom house bi no ɔmasi de asi hɔ ɛdan ketewa bi ebi wɔ kora ndu 4-bedroom house ɛtɔ da bi a Chips Compound bi wɔbɛkɔ na just chamber hɔ pɛ ɛyɛ just baabi a sɛ ɔwɔ ka obi ana ɔwɔ ka obi ana uti yɛ ɔya kyɛ sɛ baabi ɛbɛma first aid primary health care asɛm ya tools si a na yɛpɛ ɛyɛ medical attention ansa na ebi a yɛde wakɔ district hospital ɛno nti yɛni saa akadeɛ ne yɛbɛtumi ama akura bia hospital papa nti aban ahodoɔ aba bɛsi no kɔ no dodoɔ na yɛ a ɔmo si ɔmo district hospitals na nkuro ne emu wa no ɔmo de Chips Compound akokɔ hɔ sɛ ɛbɛyɛ a wɔn bɛtumi anya baabi akɔ ansa na ɔmo aba kuro kɛseɛ mu na Chips Compound a Ghana yɛwɔ no ɛdɔɔso paa ɛnyɛ si yɛwɔ Chips Compound ni problem no mamampanin oba bɛsi 600 more Chips Compounds mibusa first of all o plan for agenda 111 no akosi saying it is saying we are hoping say obeto agenda 111 no so na district hospitals aye hu animu say betimi agina na national serve nipa bebre ne betimi aba so bamampanin is the problem with the number of Chips Compounds and I say yen Chips Compounds are ye no they are fit for purpose. And it's 600 now, Baby Sidia Kanye or Hodida no hono. Man penny the crow won't say there are so many Chips Compounds are a non-functional. I think sir Obe Buamia go online and get me some pictures of Chips Compounds now. Ebinye Ntubaheno a dan kuma bi say ye see the fufro say ya bra Facebook behe we kureba ni em say enziman kron fanteman we fanteman Chips Compound e wo fanteman ni say ye see the fufro say ya eye fe pa hyem kama ye de ribbons abobobo ho na ye see the fufro a ene hospital bed wom akande a doctorfo ne nursefo ede eye adwuma ni nyina ye de kokogum endu beye bosumi nsia kire a ye yusu gloves awi amanasa pane a ye de ba ye yusu amanasa malaria nnura ɛwɔ hɔ yɛ use ama nasa no after 6 months asane ama nasa ni nyinaa no chips compound no na wie yaba mampede na wie mebesrew se ansana ubesi 600 more chips compounds no besre se existing chip compounds ahodo no mampani hwe na ye ni yiye mom because the story of healthcare ewo yenkurase no enye fe na enye etoda bi a ukwa bi ase abusa ho se enti nkofo so moto aba na sometimes you wonder. Now it is not as if you say Ghana Health Service, Ministry of Health, any the presidency, any challenges are chips compounds are your FM. We have done very little to address problems are chips compounds problems in Ibini say most chips compounds are Ghana ha any essential logistics. I tell you, electricity any bebremu. There are so many chips compounds that won't nasia. Kania. Adiesa. Nurse niya wo duty na jubetimiya so. No dia ye juma ebini ho. Yawo chips compounder. Ya de polytank si ho ensunsuo bia ni baabia eba begu polytank ni mu. Nurse fo ekọ inwura mu kosensuo ewo kufo gallon mu e de ba chips compound ho ansa na wo matimi aye adwuma and asama mekan enya ba ku na enya mienu ato atese most chips compounds e was our problem no ekwan ya ekọ sa nkurankura na ase asem de yenka kra na free essential logistics and ujina essential logistics wono kra no most chips compounds community health nurses are ewo ho gloves are yede hyensa womu ni bi simple detergents to set Dettol omu ni bi semina omu ni bi enema omu de babo wo mu ho ban emra wo mu ye adwuma ebi ni ho there are chips compounds are upe paracetamol kura wunya meanwhile eye baby a yema first aid eye baby a yeso yade ano yeso emergency ano ansa na yede akọ eye hospital kasiem most chips compounds etimi enye malaria test yade a eye very common ewo Ghana ha eye malaria ene ukọ pharmacy kura yetimi ya malaria test ho de maw but me catch you say ukọ chips compound eye Ghana bind dia no obekọ no malaria test impo test kits omu nibi omu ntimi nya malaria test enti wudu ho now say awode o utie o ya community health nurse no ho no say ubp na akosoro na ama wonya sa symptoms no ni ode be check ubp kwa woni bi so mampani there are real fundamental challenges me no wo kasai chips compounds no FM bebre yesisi anaya dakato hwinim intimate se wa ban ba be 600 chips compounds me se da bi mampani me kanse me nkyirawo bosu break ye wo bribi ya existing ones na omuni resources there are chips compounds community health nurse bi adi ho because ono okọ ho do kra hwi ni wo de kwa akọ ya adwuma enti wonko mampani yentimi insign problems we ho ni ensan be see more chips compounds and be kind existing ones na eye non functional no ho ye tu sikagu and I remember about 2 or 3 years ago na me ye adwuma okumase Oyepa TV me chabe nuanom wo ho na asemi beto social media ema ye nyina ye ka se da bi ade we de ye ntimi hwe mane nkoso saa ekuro bi ewo Ashanti region freno motokrodua na se kuro no ɛwɔ akyire paa ɛwɔ Sɛkyerɛ East district hɔ Chiefs compound na ɛwɔ hɔ no mo no ɔmu ni mpa na ɔmu ni stretcher a sɛ yɛfa obi afiri ne fie de naba ɔmu betimi mpo de nato so. And we watched a video ɔmu de mmabaa ɛna sweater ahyehyɛ ho ɛna nursefoɔ mmienu struggle ɛkwan a ɔmbɛfa so a ɔmu bɛpagya ɛyɛ ɔyarefoɔ na yarefoɔ no kora yɛpagya no no yɛpagya ne de nato bench so yɛhunu asɛm no ne yɛsi daabi nti ɛkeka yɛn nsa ase yɛyɛ appealing for funds na manfoɔ de nneɛma baa ya ɛne yɛde kɔ ne yɛde kɔdom ɛyɛ saa hospital a Chiefs compound abi you can share some of the pictures with them na ɛna me ne wo kasa yi 3 years after yɛkɔyɛ donation ɛwɔ motokrodua ɛde support wɔ mo Chiefs compound no ɛnɛ me baba radio so be say asɛm na me ba bɛka na me pɛsɛ me hwɛ sɛ pictures ni nneɛma yɛde kɔ ne bi nie na me pɛsɛ me hwɛ sɛ saa Chiefs compound no ne gyina bia yɛ sɛn ne tibia yɛ sɛn dana for awerɛhosɛm ne sɛ after nneɛma a yɛde kɔ yɛ nyinaa de kɔ support wɔ mo ɛnɛ me ne wo kasa yɛsɛ Chiefs compound na wɔ motokrodua no it has been closed down. The Chiefs compound has been closed down. Obviously, near ye de koye no enya dia ebeso Chiefs compound no ni operations afebo. Enti aban na wo chefa kase wo mu a ewo so hwe ema saa nieme ya ye de koye bedi no mu di bedi se ba kumpo. Akonya kura nurse ni a wo ho betena so kura na ebi ni wo plastic chair mpo bi ni ho. Oma setinamu na ya reho omo se ya bre wo mo anti-malaria bi ni nduro bi a owo kawa ye de bewo se nduro no e wo se ye de hye fridge mu enso so ye de nduro na kɔ enso ye omu ni fridge wohu aban ni de aduro a wo se ye de hye fridge mu akɔ Chiefs compound no oni fridge enti wo de aduro ni kɔma no wo fa nkɔ hye he Ampedi yenya more Chiefs compound eye nemomu no enye ne dodoɔ ene hia yen we need Chiefs compounds eye functional eye adwuma serve amanfo ewo resources ewo akade no anse obi eho kyire no no okɔ hɔ a obenya moa na sɛ yensisi ane de ɛdan ne de yesisi bebre o yesisi adan ni bebre yesisi Chiefs compounds bebre sometimes utu kwa kokumase utu kwa countryside a wonam no ututu wani hwe nkronkro na bo se Chiefs compound sisi kwan no ho hwe nkoso ho bibia nim womu ni hwe ebi ni nsuo running water kra and how can a health facility basic thing like water womu ni bi enti eye 600 Chiefs compounds yo yate let's do the needful. Yen fix the fundamental issues. Sa 600 Chiefs compounds here babesi. Usi wi ade na de kogum. Resources ben na mode koma wo mo no mutimi dia ma primary health care na wani siso no. Enti anye ni bebrebe na 4 years beso na free 2025 besi ne yesi be 1,000 Chiefs compound ni aboy ensem enso be kono na Chiefs compounds 1,000 na yesi no emu be ye 5 pe na etimi 7 krofo ni aka nyina hwinim obi ani won po oti hono mu a wo provide service bi na ne wo hom po a wo provide service na akade bi ani wo de ye adwuma no enso na aban emu mpanimfo de nam nkran e de nam nkurase ye campaign ya besi Chiefs compound 20 our district ha aban na ya de odwene mo ho sa ne ye de beka kire manfo dada wo mo a enso manfo ne kosa Chiefs compounds wo so mo kopa yaresa paracetamol nkra yenya bi ma wo mo malaria duro yenya bi ma wo mo. So the solution is not in building 600 Chiefs compounds. The solution is in ensuring say every chips compound be a well resourced are all serving the purpose adwuma ne said there was woye na yakomoto krodua ekwan ya yenam so ansa ne edu kro no so yakomoto krodua ekwan ya yenam so ansa na yedu chips konti na mebusa say enti wo de yemfa ne say abi yi sa video na mra ne yekono na mebusa me ho say enti say emergency medical emergency bi aba na ye transporting nipa no de na ba eye kuro kase mu a enti sa nipa no ekwan we ne de ne nam so sa nipa no ekwan we ene de no ekwa akofa so ye ka say be twice ansa na yeduru enti the problem is the solution is not yes more chips compounds. It is not about yes more. Now no mobile power, more sacrifice, more salary. I'm say 10% or so. And they support to the building and construction of chips compounds a whole. So chips compounds are must see na and then mo come back na mo kohwa e non-functional. Enye adwuma bia. Ye wo sika. Let's resource the existing chips compounds. Now, chips compound esi ho a moto kura nurse nia ho bribi nie na wo se wo tumrika ekọ the next town, the next big town. Ekọ fa car ba moto kura ni ho bicycle kura woni bi. Yesi awo ka obi na wo na aka nipa no ka bi adi ho de ne ba ekwan no so nye enti wo se midwife no ana nurse ni na wo chips compound ho no okofie ho no okwaji dipa na wo sa nurse ni no oni moto oni bicycle wo kwa akototo mu akonwura mu akonantinanti nwura mu ansa no kwa akodu ba bia maame ne wo no akwa akwaje na wo na wo kwa akwaje no kra no ne bag a wo kura no hwi ni bag ni mu bribia di mu a sa emergency bi aba ana wo se wo tibi nya akande bi di gi maame ne nkwa o ntimi nye omu kogina ho saa and no wonder say female mortality ne child mortality rate e was soro in rural Ghana. Intimisre adwene ne de ye but for now Mrs. say misplaced. Instead of building 600 new chips compounds, I'm penning, let's divert the resources into resourcing the existing ones, making them what they ought to be. Now, meet purpose. Now, serve the communities well. And no na Ghana for some me control. See a bomb paya ma unyina no. We ni esre. So do adwene be kɔ ho. Na waye e dia mayen.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
The Assembly's Common Fund, and my DC is right behind, so he's fully aware of this. Each district is required to construct 2 new chips compounds this year. Each district. So if you put that together, we are talking in excess of almost close to 600 chips compounds. That will be put up this year alone, or at least work on them will start this year. If we maintain the tempo, that should give us over 2,000 chips compounds in the next 4 years. And this is a significant step towards improving healthcare services for the people of Ghana. Because even the Abokomano chips compound that I put out sometime in April last year, it's not too far from here. The information I have is that between that time and now, close to 1,000 patients have received healthcare in that facility. And that is a modest facility. So you can imagine the sort of impacts that will be made if 2,000 additional chips compounds are built by this government over the next 4 years. And that would provide access to healthcare for millions of Ghanaians. And this will go a long way to improve healthcare services across the country. So we are very committed to ensuring that our people have access to quality healthcare. And at various levels, we will make efforts to invest in health facilities that meet the needs of the people. Yeah.
One country honorable Kwacho Fusu say, Sir Chiefs compound na ya kache ne say about 1,000 patients echo hono. Onko busa sa 1,000 patients ne say omo call hono, ne no mo hwehwe no munya ya na. Indura na awose edema wo mo no mo nsa kan ya na. Services ne healthcare no muhia no omunya ya na. Ehho na abohu say yesisi adan. Enye Chiefs compounds ene yesisi. Bidin ne Bismark Brown. Share me Facebook na kire wadwene.
EpaHoaDaben sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Ewie yebetiesi Ablekuma North constituency because Electoral Commission at the statement bi aba sa statement na beto abontene no akotwetwe nkobo de aba. Electoral Commission say omo ebe rerunning eye Ablekuma North elections no in just about 19 polling stations ewo Ablekuma North. Ewie ebekọ ho na ye ne MPP ne NDC fu ho edi nkomabusa omadwenkyere on EC aginesi ya omo SCA yebegbo awura MPP amanyoku no mu nso ne ahwe ne Musa Dankwa Global Info Analytics edi abetu dwai anye bia no the various camps omuso mu saying it appears that it looks good for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Is that a done deal? Is it not too early? Na womo maka no so a enluku good dem ma womo no anya bia survey omuso mu sen me da me ho me ton ade aba me koba e betie sisa nkomo we nyina mu emra wo so de wadwenkyere eba.
Your property holds the power to transform your future. Welcome to Eclipse Collateral Management, the game changer in turning property documents into profits. We are not just another service. We are your partner in unlocking sustainable income and fueling business growth. With prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land documents perfection, we are redefining what is possible for property owners and business owners alike. At Eclipse, we have built a primary depository platform, a secure, innovative space where property owners like you can lodge your documents and earn risk-free, sustainable income. For businesses struggling to secure funding, we provide collateral solutions you need to thrive and grow. Every move we make is backed by a rigorous credit appraisal process, so you know you are in safe hands. Find us at Adenta Barrier near Medi Moses Hospital, beside the West African Senior High School wall. Call 054-383-2466 today. At Eclipse Collateral Management, for property owners, we say, think safety and decent income. And for business owners, we say, think funding before projects.
Etoda, wo kontimi do champagne pa. Nanso, usike kura wo no. Na ye juice ene betumi ato. So pese wo kura mre kura sika. Na udwumadi a wudie, won mo a wonim dwumadi no. Etimi dima wo ewo bra bode emfidie a esefata edi dwuma ne dia. Ene ha ho kura. Isanze E-Productions. Ya be sort you out. Freyen. So open studio and production equipment rental. Emfidie a ye di twa sene ahodo nyina no. Ye betimi dibia famo. Corporate and social videography. Se wudu dwumabie a wo pese otwe egun homa so. Freyen. TV commercials, se wo ton niema na pese amanfo ehunu e wa kasamfoni so. Freyen. Documentaries, freyen. Photography, any live streaming, se wo twamfoni kama pa. Anaze wo di dwumabie na pese brekro no mu a obi biara etimi hunu. Freyen. Why nyom na pese oye nyom no ho akasamfoni a. Freyen. Jingles, IVR, any voiceover production, Freyen, short and long film, Freyen. Yetetefon humanie 0242 755 323 ana 0302 254 858 ana se hwie kira kwan yewo Asylum Down ye ben Happy 98.9 FM. E-Productions, capture the moment.
Everywhere you go, Biko. For the friends and the family, Biko. Big refreshing moment, Biko. For the kids and the adults, Biko. Boys and girls with a drink up, Biko. Everywhere the party day, Biko. We go mash up the place with the Biko. Greatest in every battle, Biko. 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 refreshing moment.
Big old drink, big refreshing moment. Another quality product from Trillium Industries. This advert is FDA approved.
EpaHoaDaben Sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Welcome back. Happy 98.9 FM. EpaHoaDaben Jumedie Enie. Mame kanfo Jama washing powder emfamao. Jama washing powder ene powder ene ema nyina agi atomu a omo eka eho asem. Na omo asem ne se what the Jama washing powder esi niema empa wontade no. Jama washing powder ehwam emwatade no emu ehwam pa. What the Jama washing powder esi ade a enche na pu ahuro o mbre ho kra esanso eye budget friendly na chese ne bo no ewo form Jama washing soap na eye awafo gina kanfo nkankan ne wono mu a wo ma eye active obeko school beba na efini nkekawa keka no school uniform mu okwa asore beba obedi toffee aye no hu nyina Jama washing powder ebe deal with every kind of eye stain aka kwada na tade mu ebetu ase prekope available shop bia supermarket bia any corner shop bia obetimi anya Jama washing powder. Jama, your partner for clean clothes. I know any niema me comfort ede amount. Na mamintin see the new patriotic party amanyo ku ni mu na na no survey ya global info analytics dia betu dwa womo ekase Dr. Mamudu Baumia almost survey ya womo ye ne kire se about 56% of women muni omo kasa yesusu say or a preferred candidate for the NPP na or 56% ahead of Honorable Kennedy Ohene Japan. Mame ko Honorable Kennedy Japan na suye na mene openia okasa ema Ken for flag bearer enim komo ene awie. Kwesi kwatin adjoin me na yenko kudi sanko me. Mr. Kwatin otime kan Happy FM sune me mo ha.
Many amateur so.
Ewi emigiri sa hoden wo ho.
Ewade ne mediri yi. So ho ye.
Oba de adom ye hu ye papa na honorable nso boko de e.
Yesu adom ko ye na.
De nyame ase. Global Info Analytics di bia betum. Dr. Baumia leads omudi abetu dwani nyina by 56%. Ken Camp muso museng.
Oh, yeah. You believe in research. Now, you expect research outcomes also. So, the research today, I will be at the car, but you made research be a jumano. Now, who be a friend methodology. Now, they are in us for and sana, be a research. No, the power, yeah, you know. A point of house here, the or they arrive at that conclusion and I say, that's findings. Now, Ura Musa Damkwadi or so interview social media for so interview general party members. Now, we interview Ghana for nti ubia social media so MPP so NDC. Now, we are to say. Ono de susu Abraham infamawi na we MPP so ye aba ye betro no enye social media na ye to no wono mo to aba na ye over 200,000 polling station executives sebi bru sebi nyado sebi imperiasa bi kura no in this smartphone man campus abehu de ekoso we incline kuma seta kwa de ya de wo ha do na wo nkunkutwa mo no ebi kwa de musa dan kwa yi one more entiase enti so our target audience no very different from the electoral college of the MPP sana obeda then kaye no ko ka say abana ye betro no Ghana fo nyina ba te se de oye ba kwa ono general election say Dr. Baumia Kwasa and John Mama Kubiwa. Now, on this will be trying by 24%. I know it gives a close picture of a general election because I know there was some amount for the MPP NDC will be a community. Then we are very limited or restricted to a certain group. When we have executives, polling station about constituency, about regional, about national. It is a uncle for no conference. who the ejuma any day in ye. Into when they were channel it's a good feedback for us. And so, yeah, dear. And so, yeah, research internally, you could say, and how they was based on the electoral college at the ejuma.
To what extent in the feedback now when you dismiss the relevance of Womwa or Nyomo Kasaye, Womo may not be MPP for Omi MPP for Krana, they may not even be delegates on Betimia Twaba NBA. And the fact is the generality of Ghanaians no Nyomudi Nkomo. To what extent in a way be a useful feedback when Omwa Omo sample Omo views no enye related or relevant to exercise at that.
Oh, feedback at the TV, it depends on how you use it. At the same research also, yeah. So I practice it. Send a top of Florida, Dr. Babiana, your mama, myself, Dr. Babia could be one. Now, they better 41 and earlier about 24%. Isn't a good feedback for us. It shows that the Dr. Babia are a when people take it as well, not a private school or cock, Saba could do so. And we won't dismiss anything. All we are saying is in relation to the internal practice of the day, the target audience is not a completely different form of what you use a trouble.
What can be said, Momo dear, Munim say Honorable Canada Japan and who then was so pa. A survey ni bina my ye, dear Namudigina so a gauging and who dear o cano oboso sano.
Oh, certainly, sir. Elections are also by running internal research. And you get independent researchers to run for you. If you send a Musa Dan Pankwana for your research Ghana. The other extremely serious researchers and some also about more than 7 Indeed. Just say before, say be the friendly cast about above 109 days. And the answer is that they are you will ask here, election, you are more day. You know, for internal decision making. Here now, team can be brave upon Tensa.
Musa Dan Kwama, Honorable Canada Japan 23%. Niamoma Yeno, what is it indicating?
Oh, say your research guiding internal decision. I know a brain was a be able to be a brain of honor. Their external researchers, the CASA, I'm sure who went on it.
Campaign, you saying?
Yepa.
O say ya now patch the same thing.
Campaign send the no more CASA. I see 1 or 2 minutes almost. Over 200,000 police executives. Oko for Mobia said, what they can buy a petrol. When the MPP food income, what they can buy a petrol. When the NDC food income, what they can buy a petrol. And the dynamics with us, and a lot of people are calling for care.
Now, no analogy be a Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ye mra ushia a former MMDC in say or heard the electoral history of Ghana near where we need election biano a no contest ye ne handy over Edeman or Bobo former presidents who do din any woman handy over Edeman. Nitine Kasane say onone John Dramani Mahama ena akọ 2024 inti pe onone analysis no John Dramani Mahama ebe handi over to ono because one no contested the last election. Sa analysis no mo amone Honorable Canada Japan na mo hunu sa analysis ni say.
O say obi one ya contest bia handi over mano. President Rollins on Professor Dubois in the coin. Hand over, the boy. I think we should move beyond some of this. We've had to say it analysis. But in your warning, you went for election. You just apologize to the people, take responsibility. What about you? Who could a party for the due to my fight? And you want to move on. And then the first time, Professor Dubois he said, party for no. HSC, the one who for the party by. One must say the performance now from Jamal Fanako. There's a Kofoko first and the performance was shown. Some of the coin. When I could for the choir and the performance was wrong with the choir. And to Dr. Bamia had the opportunity of 16 years. I'm a marketing a choir on I'm a young one, you may deal in the idea in the division. Yeah, that could be. And trouble. Party for the performance, no say a man a year on pass over the car. But you see, per that logic, you know. So, say, President Mahama, a combine or traffic in 8 years. Then he bought a 1 million gross difference. For the 8 years, they say 1 million. Or Dr. Bamiade, how many years? I better say 1.7 million. You are looking at about 14 to 15 years, mathematically. Now, one of that, 14, 15 years. As any other power. And I wanted the Enyama party for the decided. But I don't think it's a strong argument to be made. Say, we will be contesting or hand over. But now, party power for my head of hand over. He hands over to the party, not the individual.
Mr. Kwati, me do be see another was anyway.
That's right, that's a
Kwasi Kwati ekasa Emma Honorable Kennedy or Hene e Japan. Na yewi ha no yenko eye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia campaign na eja omo na survey e favor omo edi empepa no mo ya ama Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ay attractive na omo kasa no omo na to aba na will be joined on the line by eye Gordon Asaribedi Akon okasa ema Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ne campaign no
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na no kre eye baako pe.
Yanko Eclipse Collateral Management and Advisory Services na yanko din komo wo ho. Eclipse said ye etie no o asase document na wo din mu abra na omo betimi aboa amasa wasase document no enya ska e de amount afibia wono eye collateral brokerage ye credit brokerage omo sanso ye land document perfection ensuso nti se opese wasase nkrata edimu no wo de se adwuma ne hye omo nsa omo be nante ho age krata bia esese wunya efa eye wadwuma eho so your business now struggle open funding open sika e de aye project bi na ye den amawa oni Eclipse kasa they can link you to one more ekura collateral ombetimi support na wetimi akọ na wakọ akwaji loan na de abehye wadwuma ne mu Eclipse ewo Adenta barrier wo be Moses Hospital ne pe obetimi so hunu wo mo ewo West Africa Senior High School wo no enchen obetimi afro mo 0543 832466 so at Eclipse Collateral Management for property owners we say think safety and decent income and for businesses Yakache on said think funding before projects. Let me engage my friend, colleague and brother Gordon Asaribedi Akon from Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's company. Intie nyomuso kafa Musa Dankwa the recent survey ya ode ababeto abontini giving Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia a 56% edge over eye wonomwa ono eyumutise omopese omo contest NPP flag bearer slot no. Gordon Asaribedi Akon aka Gordon what me nka me mo ha eba EpaHoaDaben so
Munia bibi mete o ka che isi aya che
what dog give me o munia
ready I think say I take the blame
yen kama ne nkwa chiri waje atumu de yen kama ne nkwa chiri
ai mejetu
na patro pick fan banku no mo twen nti
ye ko wacho
aba ma me no obedi ehun ya o
we pa de obo ka so wo hu samanfo den kuma ye kama
Gordon inkrumani ye kama me sure say Musa Dankwa survey no so ye kama mamu pa me sure say Dr. Bawumia camp mani age wo sa survey o
bibi ready say jamie centroni you know me talking from that lens not necessarily from Dr. Bawumia's camp even though me was Dr. Bawumia camp but me person me general statement on it. It you know me person be taking say this what Dr. Bawumia's camp is saying about the survey.
That's fine.
Me that's it. Na bibi what the politics is here. Obekaya last year America the one Donald Trump contest here Obama
Kamala
Harris.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
almost say major a post na declare at the bar say I don't predict say obe winning.
No correct.
Equity saying Donald Trump a whitewash we no major tamping. After that no major posters at me and say at the trouble admit say and never go home they got them wrong. Me, I can be my check. They have to apologize to the public. And the 19 year Bibi, so you're a politician. Premium out there 2 polls so no. And so man apart from Kakra.
Oh, sir.
Yes.
I didn't. Because of American instance, Nana.
And American instance no. But so many countries, a lot of them they got the polls wrong. And now, say you say any pay your margin say you better yaba ama obi eye polls ko busa wo said that e ka se me be magi ya me sa e bo hon so a wo said that nye polls bia verifiable. I'm talking about you can say real scientific researcher. The one said that Yanisa and it was predict here a bebem. Many a mere Casami ABC News. About 4 years ago, na MPP contest. Bono region, Tabakwamba for Bronya. Many people say Tabakwamba for Bronya in the second term, Ubelus. ABC News. Yes, more. I don't want to call it research because I can say researcher. Whenever we can ingredients be a womb. Yes, me to be satisfied. It to me person make us say research.
Over friend is saying.
Me busa busai. Oh, because me can say researcher. No busa me na me friend say margin of error na yes na me can say.
Oh sir, there are different types of research. Opinion polls or any other ones or nti would the never follow within a certain category. We need the man.
It me fish me can say typical research because your opinion polls na me but opinion polls no crampo no. One more will busa one more questions no na a representative enough na no move free him.
There's a audio no na formula bia nshadan na ho.
Na me be channel.
Okay.
Medium no answer ma fa wo mo a wo region no. Wo mo a me no so boto aba no. And me busa wo mo so abronya be fa. Me busa abronya be fa. In fact, be say ka me hwe say constituency say wo blow region no say. E bia 15. Na po na wo ma me no mudi nkomo no. E bia me ne be nipa mu free be 10 and 9 constituencies. Man share this me no I said my friend woman. Me nya so say o ma me no mudi nkomo no mo bro 3 constituencies within the region.
Your point with your experience near the end.
My experience is that o ma me from na representative enough.
Okay.
Na so no me predict and me nya correct. Me ya Asante region. Much ma to me the third term. You know, so me predict here no minya correct. But me akasa minimum say you subject to strict friend say researcher I'll be found wanting. And Tiana resource a post say the bar me for premium and to so kasepa.
Okay.
Neither do I discount it.
Okay.
Because all discount to why you careful la e betima baba mu ama wasu na wo do ho to so bebre the premium to so bebre say yes me 56 enti no wo do ho ato so a e be ba no e be na da baya na momo no e ba say ya na lessons bo mu e say utimi read ade ni yi na hu say okay me nya ni say okay yes wo be 56 ba wa so show ho odin a e te say any target say be 70 Now target is 70. Na 56 now when Yaji. Nekas 56 na one now when Yaji na 46 and now we have. Intermediate normally typical of me. A yamen tan discount opinion post, but me for primo kesan so nto so because they break it be swap them. Me the sana metie.
Okay. Na
Diabe.
Yeah, metio. Diabe.
Diabe ya was 56% for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Sitting at where I am now. Me kwa po me 56 isha.
Hey, sir.
Yes. Na message ade no kwase a obi ti se Dr. Brain example. Maybe so should na resource na Dr. Brain example enya lesser than a friend is saying. Okakwe no MP, Okakwe South anasedi. Friend is saying.
O patch
La Paz MP no.
Wana La Paz MP.
Ayin.
Se La Paz de Okankwe North.
The other side. Oh, I know the mirror for this year.
Honorable Patrick Buama. Okay.
I would share research now. Or say one of Patrick Buama, Ebenye be actually Honorable Brian Champo. But was say, even though Honorable Patrick Buama ain't done declaring intentions of Echo. But what you Ubenye be actually Honorable Brian Champo on what declaring intention. But me sure Bontesa me treat you it will take a miracle for Honorable Buama beat Dr. Brejampo. It will take a miracle.
Really?
Yes. Me treat you
and then at the beginning as well, Casa.
And I am because me treat you more. Me didn't come maybe I'm a one, maybe I'm beautiful. Me treat you more, bebree. In fact, and come cry across within the MPP and say, Dr. Brejampo, he's going to give Honorable Kennedy Japan a good run for his money. Salamati, Egukrum. Yeah, a baswa, I will not be surprised. Who take you more, Dr. Bawumia be winning? First, Honorable Kennedy Japan, and Kawabeba second. But Dr. Brejampo Bemono, maybe I won't lie to you. I want DB, what the share the campaign, and need to be a move call on any asam ketwa. Would Mr. Wangasa or former boss, because I may so bright champ camp.
On can't chire me, oh, now, okay.
I'm at the exclusive mount. It told the coach to me anyway. What I say? And Dr. Brett Champ, who was the Shimono, and Yasam ketwa. It me pose ready. May set down put to premium BI also.
What's that dynamics no and to say no.
Dynamics not a my memory dynamics be a woman. We know any academic, but a street dynamics are and before Dinkobo. And don't forget the politics here, a street too. And if a baby will patch the more almost support Honorable Kennedy Japan. So we did it to Whiskey. Yeah, the cross Whiskey. I mean, was shown on several cases Whiskey. And now Honorable Brejampo so abem. Yeah, also no, also so say, also see Kenipa entity. One more ethical decision based on a nipa be worth near the adeno. Now they are split. Men call Dr. Brejampo and as a men call first Honorable Kennedy Japan because that until the Dr. Brejampo came on board, no be any Mr. Honorable Kennedy Japan. Any yes Kenny was our contested. But since another Kenny Pahaba, it's honor. You see, a dynamic you can't take it away from the equation. The moment you take it away, what?
And as our dynamics, no, so about your mom yeska for no.
About your mom yeska for no. About your mom yeska for no. But about one was yeska for no because about one more a pesica crano move in them at least they are not going to see their true lovers.
Now when they pesca party now no primary so ko delegates nkwa mu ye obi ani age another season be o mani age nti say if sika ebe play a major role in swaying there and then obi abekọ baby sika o.
Well, but yeah, what she said here. Omobeto abano, omobeto presidential 31st. Before the rest, no. Ebema secretary will be more ebeba from kakra as compared to the previous one. Omunyina jidi se sade beye. Omunyina jidi se sade because at the court ebema na ba form say omo started with police station na. Why we a serious contender biano? Necessarily you have to show interest. That was our election. Because we here in maybe 4 or 5 months' time, or Baba Twabama. It told a baby sitting on. O baby sitting from police station, Aquasaba bedroom, even national. Asanaka Baba Twama. You know, now I'm ready.
Tinache say we know utua a one-time premium utia we.
Me da say one-time premium bi na Amazon.
God the winim ye fan komo we nsi ha no na Pebre Nebra studio na ye ndwidwa MPP.
Bibi nyame ado bi atwa da meba.
Ye be he wanim.
Nyame ado atwa da meba. Why?
Me he wanim pa.
Me dash.
Gordon Asarebedi Akon managing editor Emma ABC News the Obokrata na wachire nadwene woni ekoso MPP mu efa the recent survey Global Info Analytics ede aba abetu edwa
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre baako pe.
Emra so sami no di apomuden enkomo na ewukwada bia no emre no so sei na ye ba be di apomuden enkomo a na onim se asoye baako pe ene wo Ghana ha obi ade nani akire ho ye frɛ no Duasudua Herbal Center. Duasudua Herbal Clinic clinic baako a West Africa agi dini pa agi dini because enye the conventional way a ye decide ade no momo ye womo no omo se omo kotetimbre mu beyond the 50s en haban ano mo nananom yusuo ena omo yusuo na ansa na ye be ko Duasudua Herbal Center for asoye no tiewe mami ansa.
Na Duasudua Herbal Clinic se wasa yare easily sa.
Duasudua Herbal Clinic na aven wate wo monka honema ni yare sunsumu yare kwankro ya wo sa no ho no yesi bini
mekuma yare na ye kwankro ana bi mu kra de ahye beyie oduru ho a doctor ne de ahaban gu ni komu a munum hwara hwem ya wanya na yare sa
chese instant healing
mesewo
ayare sa wo ba bi o
Duasudua Herbal Clinic
wo yare no doctor Ohenebo Fori e de fasoro na ansa wo de befa fom chese ekwan biaso yare antimi nwane enfri nanim
Duasudua Herbal Clinic
e bayal samuan wa ben seja wa ben wo hye kuma se wa brepo broni krom fra ho 0248 427 998 ena kasoa breku 0246 35 47 47
akrobato me kanfo Duasudua Herbal Center wa ohia bi abra ekoyie.
Yo, welcome back. EpaHoaDaben dwumadie enie. Yemkọ Duasudua Herbal Center for asoye na enepa omwo maye no ono enkanchiro. Pani memo aha mo akwaba eba EpaHoaDaben so.
Meje wozo bebiri.
Na Duasudua fo bia ho ye de.
Twedi ampo adomti no ye ho ye papa.
Do bo ade nyankopon ase. Ene de na wo ma menemetifo.
Voice ya uti eye Dr. Oheneba Ofuori voice.
EpaHoaDaben.
Mida Duasudua Herbal Center ano. Oba Accra mpatemu a yewo kasoa ewutu breku ene yewo. Oba odesi wokesi okan junction. Otwa kwan mu a obon abronsan tintin a ya painting na kokosrade. Ehonum na Duasudua Herbal Center yewo. Okokumasi a yewo abrepo broni krom. Ehonum na Duasudua Herbal Center enso yewo. Nti Duasudua Herbal Center oba Ghana hanoma ye branch no eye akesie poly mienu ebe nka ho biom. Nti no ukope obebia na obi ka se Duasudua Herbal Center wo honoma enye nokwere yɛyɛ herbal center no ɛyɛ mmienu baako ɛwɔ Accra Kaswa Breku ɛna Kumasi Abrepo na ɛnɛ ɛnyɛ kasa bebree because kasa tenten ɛntɔpɔnkɔ deɛ wayɛ bi da no yɛfrɛ no ayɛ bi afo ɛna wankɔ bi nso a ɔsɛ yankɔ menim deɛ mewɔ nti na mentutu meka nkɔhwɛ po sɛ wonni biribi a ɛna ɛyɛ wo sɛ ma menkɔ sɔ nhwɛ anaa mɛtumi ayɛ ahwɛ ba sɛ wonnim biribi a wotumi ka sɛ mɛtumi ayɛ dua sudie ɛba center yɛyɛ ɛba center yɛdi kan ama yɛ fapem dedaada na Ghana kura nya independent ɛyɛ 50s asɛm ɛna yɛka ɛna dua sudie ɛba center ɛyɛ adwuma 83 ɛna aborɔfo no ba yɛ sɛ anka wɔn ba bɛgye dua no ɛde akɔ ba me papa mo ɛnim fasodi a ɛde brɛ ɔman Ghana nti no ɔmo refuse sɛ ɔmo mfa dua no ɛma aborɔfo no ɛnɛ sɛ dua no ɛna ɛho abɛnya mfasoɔ ɛde ama Ghana ama ɛnɛ the West Africa no yɛn ɛna yakɔgye abasobɔdeɛ sɛ yɛka herbal practitioner yɛde aba ɛyɛ adwuma sunsum femu ɛne wenam afemu a yɛn ɛna yɛdi kan obiere ni hɔ yɛni compatibility wɔn a aka ne nyinaa deɛ ɛduro na ɔmoma ansa na wotumanya ayaresa ba yɛ deɛ yɛse ɛnyɛ ɛduro no sɛ gye ɛduro no no kɛkɛ na emu ɛduro no akyi no bibi wɔ ɛduro no akyi na adeɛ na ɛwɔ ɛduro no akyi no ɛno ɛne ɛlɛkpɛkpɛ na amanfoɔ bisa sɛ ɛdɛn ne ɛlɛkpɛkpɛ na ɛlɛkpɛkpɛ no koraa no ɛyɛ den ade ɛyɛ kpɛkpɛ ɛyɛ edua asasa a ya anwene no for 50s na Ghana koraa nya independent yɛ ɛna ɛde ɛlɛkpɛkpɛ ɛyɛ adwuma na ɛlɛkpɛkpɛ no sɛ uba dua sudie ɛba center yɛlɛ ɛlɛkpɛkpɛ bɛtu komu na amanfoɔ bisa sɛ ɛdɛn nti na modi ɛlɛkpɛkpɛ abadua no etu nipa komu yɛde tu ukomu ɛkyerɛ sɛ saa aba no ekura energy and power na ekura spiritual source na ni energy a ekura no any vibration ekura no ano yɛ den to the sense sɛ ɛka wo nipadua no a yare bia na ɛda wo so a ɛyɛ sunsum yareɛ ana ɛyɛ ntɔ yareɛ ana ɛyɛ sasa yareɛ ana ɛyɛ duabɔ yareɛ ana ɔtehunu abakwa ɛna obi di yare ne ayɛwo a sɛ yɛde aban no etu kom ɛyɛ ɛlɛkpɛkpɛ no a ɛbɛkyi yare ne dedua na sɛ ɛkyi yare ne ededua na afei no ahyase askane adagonosu nipadua no kosi sɛ ɔbɛhu sɛ yare we efi ahanom ɛna ɛbaeɛ ana efi hanom na ɛbaeɛ na abɔ na adaneɛ na ɛbɔ na adaneɛ a wobɛhu sɛ dɛkyɛ na yare no manifestation asase epie na obi wɔ no epie a seftafrakyɛ egyanan a ɔbɛ ɛkɔ agu ne ho no ogyina wɔn ma ontumi nhwɛ ɛna obi wɔ no ma ɔbɛfo wɔ na sɛ ɔfi na efie no ɛba a nnyama a egu efie no mu sɛ mpopo bibiri saa wohwɛ a ɛnhwɛ ɛna obi wɔ no ma sɛ ɛba ne saa no a ɔbɛdwonso na sɛ ɔdwonso a sɛ wogyina hɔ no ma ontumi ɛnhwɛ dwonso no dwonso ehuro wobɛka sɛ samanwa ɛwɔ mu ne nyinaa ɛkyerɛ sɛ yare na ɛda nipa no so no ɛna yare no ɛden etu efi nipadua mu na ne ho ayɛ atɔ no ɛno nti dua sudie ɛba center yɛka ama yɛaka ne biom sɛ nyare ne deɛ dodo na ɛba corona ba yɛ ɛne ebola akyi na we ba yɛ ne yare bibiri ɛba ɛnam system bibiri ɛba adentia ɛnu yare na ɛba wiase no ɛnu na akwesi broni anase ahobɔne ne abefuo yi ɛnu na ɔmo de ɛbɛbɛdi ɔmo empire a ɔmo tumi ɛnyɛ enipafoɔ a ɔmo tumi ɛden ɛtumi ɛyi nipa nkwa efi ɔno mo enti na onyankopɔn asɛm nso ɛkyerɛ sɛ yɛndi duaba no yɛnkɔ so yɛndi duaba no ɛma yɛmfa duaba no ɛndi agorɔ yɛnkɔ so yɛndi yɛdi duaba no wie a na haban no so yɛmfa nsɛ yɛho yareɛ beebi a meka sesie yi ebi aduaba no kura undi unya adagye kura so bɛgye duaba no inkan pese odi na ha krapo ebe ye wo eduru de aka onyina a onim nyina ne se mame nko drugstore mame nko hospital yenka wo mepane yemfa nsunsi mi so yen presse any drugs a wodro enu na onim wa ya saa de nyina sisi no abema akoma yare pressure wodro nyina ejina drugs awodro amanfo enunun bebiri se omodojuju omoyare ano na emu omuntumi en discover say debi ye yare ni yajoju ano a na echese wuana yebewi na emu yempe yare no ano kwansibre na yensi ano kwanse ne be ye ho beto yen enu na ye nini o enu ena ye ninu a eye say bibie na yenkopɛ drugs na yenom sese mi kase obi team sese ya obi hwem sese ya wa we ne pala wa we ne biku wa we ni nduro se ne be ya ne pressure ni diabetes eni ne sasabro eni ni yemu yawo nyina beko nanso besi ene yare ne tia na etie ade na on badua studio ba center na yemboa o ade na on badua studio ba center na mfa elekpekpe aba yemfa mboa na ho ento wa abrabom because ebeye better ma so be badua studio ba center na odi mi doctor ohini bofuri ebenya encounter na me raise elekpekpe enu ojo gbugbo eni magbezonu eni magbenu akoduwo enu trapokotepo na metumi fanye edru enfama o enfenyi yare bia na da o so influ so na ho ento ebia o yare na o yare no ebia ye toma o sunsumu ebia tawo na akwakora no obi ekasis pe edigu su a ene yare na akoye kwankro mofo sa utuwe ya utiwa o hwemi wankase udi adanse ese mofo bi ewo onipedue mo funu bi woni pedue ma onipedua na akasa enye free ni pedue ni eni awonto ena faun eni sena o financial status esi etie de bia meka ade bi arana sika etumi eye no sa ade no enye problem ade bia na sika etumi ye no sa ade no enye ohaw ba ade bi arano a sika wo ho na sika entumi ye no eno na ye friend say problem because nkrofo bebre ewo sika nanso omo problem no sika no ntumi solve problem no emfa ma won inti yen dress de ba center no dia sika entumi enye emfa ma ma won ento no eno na ye ka kire se fasade no ebra dress de ba center na yen ye ma na onto free 0246 35 47 another 47 free 0246 35 47 another 47 free 0246 35 47 another 47 ena ma adewe eye enkaibo a medi ema openful bia opa ade a me kire wi opa ye anase sesi a bodua sudua TikTok sesi a mo live sesi a na asem a meka bia no wo de record video efa eto wo no mo na ana record asem ya mebe bon tofan edit wo no mo na share openful bia na o de otimi se uyu openful na wafa yefuru na ubo onyankopon pae se obewo afa oba ti asem a meka kire wi we asema eye dia mankasa medi meni ko twira mansen akwakuhu na medi agi mame bi enkwa ewo bodwo ase dwakesie mu ena meka kire wi se ukodwemu na se ukọ akoto ade na oyo openfo a me pacho oto ade na mensre ntoso se bia wato ade wi na oyo openfo se tomeso menye bida ewo abrabom wanhwe yi a tomeso no yedi ade bi beto so a sa ade na yedi beto so no ebekwa kofo ahaw eda abre akwala na oche yefurumu no mame no koto ade because doctor jeni ena okdi anu wiye oha mame aberwa no nyina se mame tomeso miso me ginechi miso me hwe no owie ye bepe no se mame o ha me dodo ene gie ena oyi je ne ba ko no gie se ode to no so me wo hono me gina hono ma ena me discover ena mu say jene na ma me ne 5 says ji so so open to so nti ji no say na odi yare ena odi ama ma me no open phone ko na me friend e chin say ma me into so aje na ye de ama na sanfa ko o say papa de me si fa ko o say de nti na me fa nko me si fa ko ma no na ade na odi ama wo no wo de ade no eye aduan na wudi a akwala no unya no
ti oyo penfo a ensre ntoso
woyɛ ɔpemfo a wokɔtɔ adeɛ a mensrɛ ntosoɔ sɛ tome so menyɛ bi da ɛno ɛyɛ riksi sɛ so obi ekura sunsunbɔne ana okura ni bɔne a obetumi de ade bɔne ato so enti adeɛ a meken obi biara nhyɛ adeɛ wensu ɛni maternity homes nyinaa ɛni nurse fo nyinaa ɔmo bɔ mmɔden sɛ saa announcement yi a meyɛ yi ɔmo mfa ɛma ɔmo apemfo nyinaa na ɔmo nka nkyerɛ ɔmo me catch it say fa ade ni ekɔ na ɔyɛ sɛ ɔda ne wɔde ade no ekɔ no kɔ na mame no ni hɔ mame na yira ye bi sɛ sister no wɔ no sɛ ana mame no ɔwɔ han ma ɔtɔn je no so ɔyɛ sɛ ɔfa ade wɔ echi aba kɔ ɔmba biom ɛno nti no yɛwɔ enima bi wɔ hɔ no ma sɛ unnim na sɛ ukɔ edwemu a utumi kɔ kwanta yare ɔhaw bi edi ebre wankasa nkasa wabrɛ abo a unnim idea ube wa akwala ne wie na akwala no otwa na esoro ahyase eka akwala no na akwala na nanu esunsu yesi oyensu ba yesi oye nanso no emna okọ hospital no na scan na otwe nyina kyerɛ sɛ akwala no woyɛ furu no mu no akwala no oye okay na edenti na afi no owo no na akwala no yare aka no Studio Eba Center ye di kan a concentrate wo a charging with 50s ene edi ye elekpekpe ni eye adwuma inti mi ka kire osese yare bi da wo so na yare na da wo so no wa numaduru aya enko abra Studio Eba Center frɛ 0246 35 47 another 47 frɛ 0246 35 47 another 47 0246 35 47 another 47 frɛ normal we na fɛ Studio Eba Center doctors for ye edi nkomo na problem bia na ɛda wo so a wa koa enko sɛ ye pressure ni diabetes any yare mofon bia intimidate wa wa ya enko a wodi nduru edi egu ono ma de bia onu meduru jedro num edro no emboa wo ha bendronu ne beboa wo ena abendronu so yegumo awdo mienu ye aba na nkasa wo ena wo emu edru na nkasa wo ena edru na nkasa ye wo dia odi sa yare wo dia odi sa yare eni Studio Eba Center Dr. Inibofuri eni elekpepe a yebetumi edi aboa wo ne kura me di chetiefuo na omaso enti se uwo honum na ompese wo be yare basa na usunsum ni okra na etum na ebetumi enya kodu pempensu bi a obi ntumi kase spa bi engu so we abra bi a wada na jusuo mu ya kase spa bi edi egu so anase obi ato ade bi abɔ na obesole na ese unam ho na ese kekra na bibi esia eye se usunsum ni okra na ese ungru no umani nyi na enya hoden mepacho ebre bia na eye okra de bia no ukọ akoda anajoa bomodi ase obenya insu voti kitwe baako mepacho onye wie a penunum abenya tina aba ne baako betin baako si fetumu ewia na owo no bomodi ase obenya due biara esi wo no mo se ne ebeya ebetumi aiden atumi anya encounter with the universe na fa se insu no ekosi edua na se mepacho kọ na koda yebo 4:30 asori kofo insu no boso mpaye na kacha universe ni say energy bia na adrage na awuremu bia no ema osunsum enyi na ema onye den onye nam se na be ya any spare bia ntumi kan wo kofi ana kobra ana ukoju ukrada na obeye no uwi abonso no gwa bonyi nyina nanom easy yare bia na eye esan eni sasa yare a ekanipa ewebusuemu wo ebi nkan wo da kosi wuda bedini Dr. Inibofuri Studio Eba Center yewo kaswa breku ehonum na yewo diwo Accra ena Kumasi yewo Abrepo Broni Kromu me pacho freme noma na enimi di nkomo ɛwɔ 0246 35 47 another 47 0246 35 47 another 47 ofrɛ na ɛno ayɛ busy a wobɛtumi afrɛ 0248 42 7998 mame bobiom 0248 42 7998 medin ɛne ɔhene ba ofori medamase
EpaHoaDaben nti sinupi na nokorɛ ɛyɛ baako pɛ.
Hey, na dua herbal clinic. Sa wasa yare easily sa.
Dua herbal clinic. Na aven wate wo monka. Honema ni yare, sunsumu yare kwankro. Ya wo sa no ho no. Yesi bi ni.
Mekuma yare na ye kwankro. Ana bi mu kra de ahye beyie. Oduru ho a doctor ne de ahaban gu ni komu a munum ho ara hwem ya wanya na yare sa.
Chese instant healing.
Mesewo.
Ayare sa wo ba bi o.
Dua herbal clinic.
Wo yare no. Doctor Oheneba Ofori e de fasoro na ansa wo de befa fom. Chese ekwan bia so yare ntimi nwane emfiri nanim.
Dua herbal clinic.
E ba yare samu an wa ben seja wa ben wo hye. Kuma se wa brepo broni krom. Fra ho 0248 427 998. Ena kasoa breku 0246 35 47 47.
Akrobato me kanfo dua asudua heba center. Wa ohia bi abra. Ekoyie.
Your property holds the power to transform your future. Welcome to Eclipse Collateral Management, the game changer in turning property documents into profits. We are not just another service. We are your partner in unlocking sustainable income and fueling business growth. With prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land documents perfection, we are redefining what is possible for property owners and business owners alike. At Eclipse, we have built a primary depository platform, a secure, innovative space where property owners like you can lodge your documents and earn risk-free, sustainable income. For businesses struggling to secure funding, we provide collateral solutions you need to thrive and grow. Every move we make is backed by a rigorous credit appraisal process, so you know you are in safe hands. Find us at Adenta Barrier near Medi Moses Hospital, beside the West African Senior High School wall. Call 054 383-2466 today. At Eclipse Collateral Management, for property owners, we say think safety and decent income. And for business owners, we say think funding before projects.
EpaHoaDaben nti sinupi na nokorɛ ɛyɛ baako pɛ.
.9 FM, welcome back. EpaHoaDaben Jumedie Enie. Emerna so say ye sinkonwa na yetisi ene ensemu no emu na se unimu amame emfa wentum. We were hoping to go to Ablekuma North and have a conversation. Unfortunately, Yahuma no mwayen. But we'll certainly have a conversation about Ablekuma North. Electoral Commission the krata aba say Obaba Berry Rane parliamentary elections in 19 electoral polling stations. Yes, 19 polling stations or Ablekuma North. Now, we after Oshia Electoral Commission, so Mushia political parties, Now, Omushia political parties, two parties, MPP and NDC for Isia Genebia, Omo Ayoma Junisenya, the Omo Bessa Sambabi Omujinano. Emra NDC for Kase, Omo pe a rerun of the elections, MPP for so say polling stations are Akano. Omo Henomon quality no mon declare. Electoral Commission decided say Obere run elections in 19 polling stations or Ablekuma North. I don't know how this sits with MPP for because their preference was a declaration. The NDC has won this time in terms of the argument. REC Ekwakore Rane, not the entire constituency elections, but just limited to 19 polling stations. Now, 19 polling stations. The NDC focus here running is pink sheets are NPP for due were scanned copies. Meanwhile, Electoral Commission so say scanned copies they were all authenticated by agents and no more the respective polling stations. Until it beats among for argument say ade a wawo agent say owo ho ne course so no o say scan into wonye ntum. But at the end of the day, the EC says they will rerun in 19 polling stations. We'll get into that matter. And yebesan so baba be other matters are ekoso. And I mean say His Excellency the President LED Aban a launch the 24H plus economic policy hinged on Grow 24, Make 24, Connect 24, Aspire 24, Fund 24, and so many other 24s. Is this really the game changer? And how will this change Ghana's economic fortunes? Yebedi ehon komo. Dr. Baumia tipped to win flag bearer contest, according to Global Info Analytics. Wamano 56% edge. We'll take a look at this matter. Na yabwa wura emu. I'm say menya feedback be our my headphone. I don't know if phone be on. Ghana Revenue Authority for set 16th July to implement a Dumso levy. Maybe mufo say a co bois netite quenching asamba beam. On the 16th of this month, Dumso levy no ebekeki in. Na the in Chechimua a kahone say following a thorough review of prevailing market indicators and in line with the government's commitment to ensuring stable economic conditions, the implementation of the Energy Sector Levies Amendment Act 2025, Act 1141, will now commence effective 16th July 2025. Question is, are we sure, sir, prevailing market indicators, safe for a long time or now? Iran-Israel war na ceasefire pen about or chinam ko ebetimi asan kan wo mu biem. What if crude prices is shooting up? Then it means that near dollar no near cedi na ya ma yatiti fu osuni nyina no eba be ye eroded na. We yedi ensemu ehun komo. You are free to join us with your thoughts, your comments, and your views as well. Let me welcome my guest to the show. First time meeting him, and I'm happy to meet him. Nurturing Apia Boedi, a member of the NDC communications team. Nurturing,
Mr. Brown, me also.
Na boko de.
Nyame adom bibia boko.
Edo ade ase.
Brown, the mechanism my main fan check is here, my boss back up. The Honorable MP for Ablikuma Central Constituency.
Okay.
The Honorable Abdul Latif Dan. Or boy Juma wa Ablikuma Central ye pa.
Okay.
And I mean, my sister Penin so ye MP or Amenfi Central. The Honorable Joanna Jankujo. So call Western Region na ye fa 2 MPs on ye Juma pa. You can't say without the MP for Amenfi Central. My mensu menka say me chia party mpanyimfo nyina enkanka me ame boss Sami Jemfi omo boy Juma na the ten say Ghana for yade in 2024 they have given power to the NDC. Now we share the goodwill Ghanaians have for NDC. NDC will not disappoint. And we share the first 6 months Juma NDC Eboa. It is quite clear that NDC has come to save Ghanaians. I'm sure we'll enter into the real issues.
Exactly.
For example, the 24-hour economy. No? Now Ghana for who say we didn't just come, quote and unquote, to steal, to kill and to destroy. But NDC are bas and ebeya or minor sebi MPP for 8 years, we are bringing the country back.
Okay.
And the reset agenda is actually on course.
You didn't just come to kill,
to steal
and to destroy. The just kakra. Na say mobile no but enye no kwenti namba.
I mean church mu so you share from 2017 up until 2025 7th January. We share the MPP for year.
Kamadi we just we minim so we political communicator nti. You try 1 year the mawa I had the pam but I can
do the point, Mr. Brown. We share the MPP for year now. It is tantamount to the biblical saying say omo be kum ye in quote.
Me picture say
omo ebe say
you use the setting
omo ebe say bibia. And Brown, the fact is that NDC has not come to do what MPP did.
Okay.
Yabase the country will be reset and put on the path of progress.
Okay. Then I me picture say okay say we didn't just come to do this. And I make say what they just na be sure na say stealing, killing, and destruction.
Brown, that would be your own interpretation.
Okay, Mate.
Mate,
that's it. I mean, introduce you Kamal Ibrahim, also a member of the MPP communications team. Amasaman Bruni na man for Thai. Ede efreno ene Amasaman Bruni memo ha EpaHoaDaben so.
Meji super.
Boko de.
Boko na mi ba ha chakakra.
No cre.
Na mi chia with one na any me constituency for. Now me san chair me general secretary lawyer Justin Fripon Kodua.
Okay.
Any ejumadia or ye eboa party no, especially some more opposition and easy for you to have a formidable general secretary at that. Say or be make sure say you best restructure your party no. Abeji to me come 2028 and yami aduma. Enti me introductory comments no.
Okay. Yes, I say free Ablekuma North. No ne the latest about betum. Kabadin rerun na tomo me sure send this for no na mo painting no. We be ka say botwa fufu ama na tonkwan mu. Isi aye makoma so ade de amamo. Let me listen to you on Ablekuma North and how far we have come. Maybe feel sanka de we no sanka itimiti e ho ase nanka yi free ho de daada. Basi ne 6 months into the new administration. The good people of Ablekuma North are yet to get a member of parliament. Let me hear you out on the decision of the EC say Yere Rane or limited polling stations.
Mr. Brown, thank you very much. The American say, me know me believe in bastardizing state institutions.
Okay.
Now, so see the media be shown, sir. Now, yeah, the abiding candidate your car. We expect, sir, I will say, would deliver on a high level.
That's right.
The issues in Ablekuma North, it is a constituency I work there, so I know them very, very well. The dynamics in there.
Which part do you work?
I work at Wesley Grammar School, the senior high school over there, and Methodist University. And we share elections, between Irabna Obin and the former MP, or Sansuko, deputy ambassador to China. Everything was indicative, say that particular elections, would be very tough. So what follow elections in Ghana and dynamics in Ablekuma North, the attorney say it is one of the strongholds of the MPP.
Yeah.
From the time na Yura Ofusu Kwachi wanted to contest, because when him say he can win the primaries but may not win the main election. Yen you abema Ras Mubarak, and so we try on Joe appear.
Yeah.
Ras Mubarak born who modern year pan, so the gap was still huge. As I say. Since 92, that particular seat have been a safe haven for MPP. But in the run-up to 2024 elections, now Oshe Amamwo Boni MPP digana for Komwa. Na Ejumadia Irabna Obin eye in Ablekuma North. Everything was indicative, say na abanimbe din yepa.
Okay.
Even Oshe MPP primaries. The Honorable K Free Ewini. He's a personal friend, I know her. Obewini primaries na it was quite obvious say na nka wo say easy for share na abane ye kwoto no nyamu da ho fine. I have no evidence to the fact say kululu bi koso ana ketateje bi koso. Now so from everything I heard in the coalition room, in the run up to people bringing their pink sheets from the polling centers to the coalition center, now the attorney say transparency be anshada nkoso. Enti about 19 polling stations. The papers the papers were not received, it was destroyed. And to Besha from EC Regional Coalition Center, now they were trying to bring those coalition papers in. Ebaya Ekopie, the Tesano Training School, I believe, sir, there were some elements of people here. Now they were not giving the EC chance to do their work.
Okay.
I don't believe in any violence during elections. I believe, sir, it is a term that will prove.
That's right.
And I believe, sir, at the point in time, the EC was not given free hand to operate. As I say, me was studio had them say, as an EC official, now me collate results. Collation of results demands, I'm fine to collate results.
Yeah. You need a peaceful environment.
Peaceful environment. And to me share a video, me who say, a man for agada honum trying to enter the place and what have you but the fact is that utie people on the grounds there were EC officials in Ablekuma North, they were conniving with MPP people. Because how do you tell me, say, the EC boss at that particular instance, any collated results?
Say they were all attacked.
Thank you.
There was pandemonium.
You see, say, who follow elections,
Yeah.
It is the EC official that will collate at the polling station and give duplicate to the party over there.
No, correct.
So, to tell me, say, the party, one party, it was scan copy. EC, no. And you see,
and what one party peda, so all parties probably didn't even have pink sheets.
Thank you. And see, MPP claims say almost scan copy.
Copies.
EC NB, NDC NB. It should tell you one thing. That the document has been forged. Simple. Nimpa miensa ya adie. Mu nyina wo honum bi. Na baako say me wo evidence. Two na cannot corroborate what you are saying now. It clearly tells you that it has been forged.
But Obi Subeka said MPP for your money, they had systems in place to scan their pink sheets timeously. Until munya backup.
Mr. Brown, anybody that tells you that is a liar.
So,
clear liar. It's say, you see, say MPP was scan copy. Na EC, mu pink sheet. Na NDC Nibia. You have a case. Now your MPP scan copy, no? Yeah, they compare EC for pink sheet. You say, okay, this polling station, MPP nya 12, NDC 16, maybe share for maybe sport ballot and what have you. Na NDC in Krabi, na EC and MPP has I can agree with you. And the fact of the matter is that, say EC at that particular instance, and you're bold enough to tell MPP for and say, this scan copy you are having, no, it is not genuine. That told me a very simple thing, say, the EC was complicit in the matter. And secondly, na EC no say any MPP collaborated to steal the election in Ablekuma Central, Ablekuma North. Secondly, Odoko Salaria School, ballot boxes and ballot papers, yenyan kan ye de koto hodom say ye twen akoleti. Mire hu ye pass at the point in time, amanfo bi ko hodom share this ballot papers no. What was their intention? You see, many EC for ya adwin and the Ghana police for ya adwin say the 19 polling stations na sebi the ballot papers are not accounted for no, which will account for it. Esan say if this 19 polling stations no ye can come na say enya effect bia on the elections the EC will know. But ye can boom na say ebenya effect on the elections there must be a rerun. And I tell you for a fact, I live in Ablekuma North, even though I'm a consul in Ablekuma Central. I'm telling you for a fact, the wind of change egusu ebo. There is no way the Honorable Ekwe will become MP in Ablekuma North in 2024. Esan say bibia kire say amamu ekosu sebi owo mampenyo NDC ni yeyi MC wo Honorable Kalamu na wo kofa MPP MPA. I'm not saying that they can collaborate. The politics we run in Ghana, say, who president, who MC or Honoma, now who MPA. It is easy for government business to run. And what I'm telling constituents in Ablekuma North, they have gotten the chance again. Ablekuma Central 4, Ablekuma West 4, and Ablekuma North, we share a boundary. We are telling them, say, we in Ablekuma Central, we are going to come down to Ablekuma North and ensure, say, what is due NDC will get it. And I'm telling you for a fact, you see, MPP...
But Ablekuma North constituents should be allowed to freely decide what they want to do. Who through constituency would you manage them or?
A media person of high repute. When them say there was an election, I was West African by-election. Nothing bars anybody.
Menka say BBC Mukwai.
No.
Menkasa.
Menkasa wakasa, Mr. Brown. Nothing bars anybody from leaving his sister constituencies or Kobwa. I mean, winning elections. There have been several by-elections. The only thing I'm asking is the NDC won't behave so reckless like the MPP. Esan se me share in Crawford, sebi. Aya waso West Wagontino. Omunemu buye. Amanfo wuya. What I'm asking from the police is we shouldn't have people who are wearing brown say national security. You see, sebi. Me, I don't believe in equalization politics. What I believe is we should be progressive. Yanko yenim. Now, so the attorney say if people come there and want to foment trouble, I will call on the law enforcement agencies to deal with them. Sure. But the fact is that Yema about one Koso, I have no doubt because we share the 19 polling stations are. I know that very well. And these are strongholds of the what? Of the NDC. I don't believe
the 19 polling stations.
Brown, I don't believe say I will try to destroy it.
Okay.
And you see, it is only a matter of time. 11th of July. I have no doubt at all in my mind say NDC will win that election.
Okay.
And add to our numerous seats in parliament and make it the super majority as compared to the mini minority of the MPP.
Na mako Kamaldeen ho, but there is one thing we need to note. Say about parliamentary elections na no pano bi busame say so is in a decision to rerun the 19 polling stations means that omunim say 19 na can make a difference. But you see with parliamentary elections, ubetimi the one cry winning. Enti say aka one polling station kra. It makes sense to say we see a quarter no for yes quarter because ubetimi the one city per akwa mra shebe fie. So that is the education there. Timu amubuse busano no. I mean call Kamaldeen when I maintain the thoughts on Ablekuma North and the decision by the EC to rerun 19 against more requests for a declaration.
Brown.
Minya.
Me dasipa. Na minya no atina ha to ayampia. Anka mubetimi show the press release of Electoral Commission released on 17th January 2025. It will cure a lot of mischief.
17th January 2025. We'll dig the archives.
Yeah. Oh, muko mi wo.
Abi
we check here.
17th January 2025 EC statement on Ablekuma.
I can help. Or see.
Okay.
Copies.
You can forward it to Mask producer now.
Me need the number. But we don't check here.
All right.
This way.
Obey check. Make your point.
Who share your friend is saying comments are me brother Ekai. Or see ECN ni copy. Almost omu ni copy. Neba ni send MPP cry.
More scan copies.
It was scan copies. But it was the same NDC who said they won. What did they used to know? Say omu wini. Any power only copies, but you said you won. To the extent say mo candidate no am make banners for on na air tank am for footbridge.
Some candidates
no, but I answer I kept quiet. Or no SEC need scan copies. Almost NDC need scan copies. Into MPP nkwane was scan copies. So I'm asking, on what basis did they declare themselves as winners?
But you know, sir, before the EC would declare an election or the legal document in a the parties might have collated their results but ultimately fair no nyina so nka so we na just say certified true copies of your pink sheets na betre until you can go to town and celebrate but the EC will not accept your celebration
Brown.
Based on what coalition why
what say I'm dispelling me break it down kasana
okay
omu the same thing wakan kwe central so we normally declare omu candidate as winner. It took the due diligence of Honorable Patrick Boama to avert that situation. You see, fast strategy by the time intimidatory tactics. That's why I want you to bring out that comment.
What's the date you gave me?
17th January.
17th January.
But I have it here, which I can read.
But you can refer to it.
I can read.
Whilst we work on digging it up.
You see, Electoral Commission, according to Electoral Commission, or see Electoral Commission any copy so by listening to Electoral Commission themselves on their own press release letterhead. That is a second paragraph. Or see the collation of polling station results for Ablekuma North took place on 18th of January. Collation took place 18th of January 2025 at the old head office of the commission. However, the exercise was not completed because 3 out of the 281, 3, not 19, 3. So Electoral Commission idea way. And it's surprising. 3 out of the 281 polling station results were outstanding. The commission wrote to the Ghana Police Service for continuation of the collation on the 17th of January 2025 at 8:00 a.m. On the day the collation was expected to take place, the commission was alerted by the police that per the intelligence available to them, the exercise should be put on hold. Now, maybe an area of interest, maybe last but one paragraph. No?
Okay.
Electoral Commission say it is instructive to note that the supporters were led by Greater Accra Regional Organizer of the National Democratic Congress. Our staff also identified 2 men in military uniform without names in the company of the supporters. We call on the police to swiftly bring the perpetrators to book by identifying, arresting, and prosecuting them. So, Obi Betnaha, now Okacha said the Ablekuma North issue no had to do with because someone no copy no obwa. It had to do with security. Okay, several times they try say
it was not just about security. The pink sheets was also.
I just read the outstanding pink sheets were the 3. I'm not disputing that. I said 3. That's why Electoral Commission
but
themselves.
If that was so, why is the EC running the 19 polling stations?
You allowed him to flow. I kept quiet. Let me flow.
So I interjected a few times too.
The person sat here. Brown. Otiha, as if simple copies no NDC they don't even have a copy. And I'm telling you, said the outstanding issue because Electoral Commission was very much aware, say no more copies. It wasn't an issue about copies, so it was 3 polling stations and then outstanding. One Kasan who follow Ablekumanov, did you ever hear anything of 19 polling stations outstanding? Let's be frank to ourselves and our listeners and viewers. It was 3.
In fact,
so
it started with 32 outstanding. Electoral Commission said almost a series of coalitions it reduces our number. And the last time Bosman Asare called Parliament, I think that was 2 weeks ago. On my end, the chronology of coalitions are almost they reduce the number of outstanding polling stations from 32.
And did the NDC dispute that?
No, they didn't.
Good.
They didn't.
So if they never disputed, no, it tells you that we've come to the 3. I mean, can say the 3 was where the polling stations are in contention, not 19. Even Usha, your friends and press conferences are your party, your MPP party release and what's that? They should give Electoral Commission more security. No mun timi
and quality
nyakano no mun declare. So all of a sudden, rerun eco free here ever. All that it tells you, say pressure has been brought to bear on the Electoral Commission because they cannot issue this statement themselves and come back and tell us that they have to have a rerun
of 19.
All of a sudden, why? And we all know, say definitely the party in power on him say you call rerun. They will have their way. That is the tactics they are employing. And me, no, because you didn't even bring the issue of the 3. Prior to say Electoral Commission issue statement, say obey rerun. Obia Bissau say Ablekmanov polling stations are here in contention. You mentioned 3. You never mentioned 19. Who starting 19 no ene? Because what to say you see a bear rerun. Let's be frank to ourselves. Constituency no any stronghold. You know that. Mu pese mu fa takashi eye den embon rem. Party otimi ni organizer etimi lead the tax because we feel say omo aba mu ewie. To the extent say we timi akostole the processor. Brown. How then do you want to tell me, say, Omo Abemu Sesia, with all state security at their disposal, no, they cannot even, what's the name, intimidate people from coming. Because they know, say, Ablekumanov will be a tough terrain for them. So, Omunya Jitum say, Yanrirani election where intimidating tactics no mudibe. And all that I'll plead with my party is that my party should not allow this. If it is the 3 polling stations, we don't have a problem. At the time, I'm free 3 polling stations, and he said, "Pay the information, I mean, the 3 polling stations now can also. Yes, MPP stronghold. So I'm going to say you can have a real. On a case out here, what you to say Ablekumanov no? For MPP. And I'm going to say you bet 3 polling stations no quantity they will lose the elections. So now let us intimidate. And I'm national chairman and say, or say Yampamu Electoral Commissioner. Any deputies in so this is obvious. This is the grand scheme of setting emotional. And to divert a bit, and then Amudia started by trying to get the Chief Justice out so that you can set the wheel of this thing in motion. So I will tell you categorically that the 19th polling station, Electoral Commission should be able to tell us how come on 17th they release this statement and suddenly they are back to tell us it has to be 19. And all that I've heard Bosman. I think on Joy or so, Aoka said the problem with Ablekuma North left for them no security. If the IGP is able to assure them, say they'll provide them security, they'll declare.
And they made that same point
those
2 weeks ago in Parliament. And I remember MPs on the majority side asking questions. Say, why is it that EC Nuntimi Emma police for a program no more the necessary security? And the EC was trying to make the point, say, several times they have called on the police protection and I think even before Parliament, the EC was asked that straightforward question, say, how many polling stations Naka? The EC made the point, said 3. And I don't know why it is 19. For all you know, Kamadin, is this not indicative of the fact to say the points the NDC has made along the line, say, mo pink sheets, I must say, a year scanned. And no more doubt, Electoral Commission has come to the position, say, ultimately rely on that. Intino walk off for 19, Nana.
So, because almost say, Ebanison almost someone pink sheet. NDC4.
So we need basabase see ya say niema ko share ballot papers including a pink sheets ya bagging na all of them were bent.
Press release I'm reading my winding a ball put MPPD.
Debbie.
Why would MPP
and we in connection with the violence?
Yes. Why would MPP go to sabotage a constituency they know they are winning? Why would they do that? You only do that when you clearly know, say, Adeno, it's not going in your... Me say, the next door constituency, and the next constituency to Ablekuma North, no, Omudi Takashi no ebo reho. Me constituency Amasama. Baby, omo win with 14,000 crown. Na enye easy. Omo regional chairman at the tax eba ho. Constituency, I'm not asking, I'm telling you what transpired, what I saw with my eyes. Omo winning po. But the place was very tensed. So imagine if the difference to say my constituency were to be to say 100 or 200 difference. Would you say then ebesi sana mu ye nso nsawan adodiri. Honorable another prene ni anya din a anka mu di bi din no. In fact mu di bi di by the time you be realize say sana mu di di no na ebi mu aye too late. There are places a mu call ya your friends say returning officers no e consider say the mu be gina omo so no. They had to protect their lives by declaring some of the places. Ebinum kra declare we no they had to run. Later omukojina baby eka say they were forced to declare. But that wasn't the true reflection. But sometimes who declare we are ayedin. What I say. So me unless a electoral commission better back abema further and better particulars.
Because
I'll come to the conclusion say abai na the pressure at so. And part of the pressure no ebini say omu national chairman a started. And definitely, I hear say Ghana. And sometimes people want to protect their jobs. Other than that, you can't tell me it's 3 polling stations outstanding. Where really say it's online. Because to summarize, because of a so the man for Beon said, this is the electoral commission.
Can you put the EC statement on the screen for our viewers to also follow? So that is what is there. And the second paragraph you read, Nini, the coalition of polling station results for Ablekuma North took place on the 8th of January 2025 at the old head office of the commission. However, the exercise was not completed because 3 out of 281 police station results were outstanding. The commission wrote to the Ghana Police Service for the continuation of the coalition on the 17th of January 2025 at 8 a.m. On the day the coalition was expected to take place, the commission was alerted by police that per their intelligence available to them, the exercise should be put on hold. So what kind of did that? There is no need going. So you made your point based on this.
In simple English,
okay,
compare and contrast.
Okay. Now, on the 8th of May, it was a Thursday, Ghana Web, we need protection to declare Ablekuma North parliamentary results. So at that point, all the EC needed security to declare. Omo call before Parliament. A call answer to urgent questions. The question was asked whether Omobeye rerun and Asombe declaration. The EC ruled out a rerun of the parliamentary elections or a year Ablekuma North. Kamadi's point is that EC has maintained her position throughout. So for them to come and say a normal quiet and 19, no, then NDC for more and more pressure to easy so.
Mr. Brown.
Yes, sir.
Mintoto Ayampia. Yakase will be Ototo Ayampia. I think Kamaldeen is the one doing that. Must state fact not clear. First of all, dispute release EC4 year in January. Samsung dispute say EC4 made the police and EC was in parliament.
Yeah.
Bosman Asari, doctor.
Yeah.
Eka said they need protection. You see, all these things have come earlier, January and May. What I'm limiting myself to, release a EC4 diaba, and a second.
Then you're contradictory.
So Kanya, a man who had couldn't hear EC and Gadi say on January, any May, no, they are abandoning those things.
Okay.
Mamin Kaima Nashadi, Ghana Web. I say the Electoral Commission of Ghana has announced to rerun Ablekuma North parliamentary elections in selected polling stations of the constituency. The rerun of the election is scheduled for Friday, 11 July 2025 in 19 polling stations.
When was this?
Today, Ghana Web. Following several months without parliamentary representation in the constituency.
This is the intro to the...
And my interest is here. According to the press statement, by the Electoral Commission, not NDC. You see, if somebody thinks that in some time past, almost manipulating EC, when the EC is even independent doing their work, they sense manipulation. It is up to him. But they say, according to the EC, dated Wednesday, July 2nd, the decision has become possible by the fact that results from 19 polling stations used for the collation had not been verified by the respective presiding officers. And the results they claim somebody buy, and yet verified by the presiding officers.
Since when did the EC know?
Thank you very much. You see, that is where I'm saying, sir, the MPP agent at the buyer, I'm reading criminal aspect into this whole case.
Okay.
Because if you bring a scan copy to me, you must have the hard copy as well. I can't scan something I don't have. To tell me, say, was scan copy on your phones. I was saying, I the hard copy, but from my, tell me, say, that scan copy is a fraudulent document. You see, yes, I have told you, I will state the fact as it is. Say, ECN Juma, now, Okohonum, Eko disturbance be the fact that they don't have the claimant to declare. But the fact of the matter is that EC4 can say, there's a quotation here, or say, after extensive deliberation, the commission has informed the political parties that it will proceed to rerun the 19 out of 37 polling stations. Quotation, last one. The commission arrived at the decision to rerun the elections in the underlisted polling stations, the 19 scam polling station results used for the coalition.
You missed something. Yes, I'll be into us.
Because, yes. Thank you, the 19 scan polling station results used for the coalition, though approved by the agent of both political parties, were not verified by the presiding officers responsible for those polling stations. Yes, you have brought it. You claim it is original. You claim it's scanned. But the presiding officer must verify that. And to never verify that, you can go and quote January, you can go and quote May. But as that, you see, time will bring out the truth or lies.
Very well.
And I believe, sir, the EC has sat down and they have scrutinized documents who say, no, it's not verified. Elections are not declared by agents of political parties. At the polling station, that is what the presiding officers.
Okay.
And the Kamaldeen is completely wrong to say.
My question to all of that. My question to all of that is that during the process of coalition, scan copies now party agents need to buy. According to the EC statement, the agents indeed could verify say a scan copies are a course but the challenge is that presiding officers of the polling stations ain't me and verify.
And that is the most important thing.
At what point did the EC realize this?
I am not an officer of the EC.
No, I'm just asking.
Yes, I'm also building the point.
Because it maintain a certain position.
You've had much of
I
the
didn't
time.
interrupt. Oh, Italy, I didn't interrupt you. Let me make my point.
In fact, I've been interjecting with this so that it will be a break. Let me just, I just ask the question generally.
And Brown, the mechanism
land for me.
I don't work with the EC, but I think EC, your institutional, even though we have had issues with them, we must give them benefit of the doubt.
But you agree that this is a valid question for somebody to ask?
Why not? Based on where you're coming from.
One maintaining say you just need security to declare, which means that what quality also a polling stations. Say when your pink sheets ni be ama coalition cost no reduce.
Yeah.
In terms now your coalition now what say so from 32 be do 3 no. Where were your presiding officers of the polling stations are
how come you admitted them? Because now three. How can you admitted so out of 19 Nukrano? Young say you admitted 16 then. On what basis did you admit them? As Sisian Wabe said they were not verified or authenticated by but so why are electoral issues are brown? At least media houses moko on election observation. Yeah. Political parties are involved in electoral issues. No. So who your agent a kind of certain privilege be a amount. And that is why so who your agent of a political party who misbehave at the polling station they can walk you out.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a privilege. So the electoral commission cannot use the basis say your friends say agents no let me put it this way. Say where elections are why not results no why counting not be
easy president
easy ono we are and so we catch mu polling agent and say mumbe endorse mu so Felisa umpese be endorse you state a reason. So how did the two political parties get copies of pink sheet that EC is claiming say were not verified by or cannot be
they didn't get 2 copies. So MPP for them scan copies in the bar. The NDC agent who was there is able to authenticate to say we need for polling station. That is what happened. It's not as if say NDC agents and also the scan copies by they didn't have at all.
But statement now already were handled.
Yes.
See, both political parties. Then I want you to read that portion for me.
No, it's straightforward.
I have not said anything about both political parties.
Or say the commission arrived at the decision to rerun the election in the underlisted polling stations because the 19 scanned polling station results used for the coalition, though approved by agents of both political parties, approved. So it means that because the NDC has said so, use scanned copies.
So even now, this statement has exposed the earlier session. This has exposed his earlier session. No copies.
Oh no, he has maintained that.
But now the statement is saying one of them.
And I make sure I listened to the ECM call Parliament. What happened? They say NDC for nipping sheets. MPP for some more scanned copies. ECC will be. Enti, can we work with Nyo? So, bet me those scanned copies number. Na NDC agent, I know what polling station will be to make us say, oh, we am pa, Mijitum, Mihunu, yes, and we can work with it. And only authentication now, the two parties in the year. But that is not enough. The presiding officer ought to verify, said, me being the presiding officer, Majiatum. Isi say eneno isi kache say sadia no omo isi officers na ntimi anye say adwuma.
So that is, I come back to my question. Is it not strange say?
Strange.
Months back no. What just our police stations like that? On what basis did you accept that?
Now presiding officers
no more here.
Yeah.
So on what basis?
It is strange in the strange.
So that's what I'm telling you say. Na isi afterthought.
Okay.
Pressure, some subtle pressure has been brought to bear on them. To do what they are doing. I'm telling you, look, it's a sharp contrast to the earlier press release now, Brown.
And listen to this paragraph.
Parliament, Okay, what they are reading.
Also, it is instructive to note that the commission was able to secure the presiding officer's verification and confirmation for 18 scanned polling station results. Agents of both parties also approved same. A rerun will therefore not be held in those polling stations. So, there were scanned copies the presiding officers were able to verify. And there were scanned copies the presiding officers were not able to verify. But in all of this, the EC had maintained 3 outstanding.
Outstanding. And you see?
So 3 outstanding. The presiding officers, 19 years, presiding officers been a verifier.
You see?
Then where were they?
You see, what Electoral Commission has even done to Parliament to say, someone say, call Parliament.
Same way there.
When they call you before Parliament, Brown, as who can crash wrong because they are representative of the people.
Yeah.
Per release where Amudiaba and can say Parliament and someone Omubio.
Yeah.
Because more be chantro. That is
they need to reconcile
for you to come because it is a wako to swear oath. Now we was a chantro. Because we bet na Parliament and someone catch wrong said upe security.
I declare.
About 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, what's back? I bet sir, I don't know want to use cock and bull story. No, but it is because when I say Omudia, I'm wounding. What was I to say?
Oh, was that
your party?
You know why I'm laughing?
Okay, FNC Hanami another subject. So 98.9 FM, EpaHoaDaben Jumedie. The conversation is interesting. Now, I would read a few of your messages. Adia Bana Mako, 24-hour economy na mempeni ene udi animuma ye launche ye no na ye di eno enso eho enkomo. Na me ba messages no so a Mamensha CFM free ha Potassium 1 said, BB, please ask the NPP man what is the NPP afraid of. I learned they said if elections were held today they will win, so let's use Ablekuma North as a case study and see where power lies. Emi Edu said, the only white man in Amasaman. Boss, keep up the good work. Amasaman constituency is so proud of you.
Thank you.
Abubakar Abdullah said, Honorable Bruni, keep it up. Prince Techi also were live from Mali. Wafake Eddie Free, New Plant Station was circle. Say, I don't know why NDC supporters are afraid that Dr. Baumia will win. If they like it or not, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is our next president. Suleiman Kwenu said, Bibi, to be honest with you, I wonder why today you are referring to Agenda 111 regarding this government. Bibi, have you forgotten that when this government came, they found out millions of CDs were approved in Parliament without work done? Suleiman Kwenu, you should understand me. Me Chips compound 17 na Mibusa say, I hope we have plans to continue Agenda 111. Because Abaya announcement say Obabi 600 chips compounds. And America say you will be with more Agenda 111 I hope say your plans to finish with those projects. Don't be overly partisan. Why? Michael Blagaji said, Bibi, you are telling the truth. Good afternoon. You are commenting on my rant earlier. Kwaku Morgan said, boss, stop this brouhaha. Someone built the facilities in 4 years, and in 8 years of Nanado, nothing to upgrade them to your desired services, bro. Over the bar. Why do you know? Comensa Pillar 2 said, no matter everything, the NPP will bounce back stronger in 2028. True. NPP, let's unite, inshallah, Ebefa, Namako, Samola, and Sreho. Or say Trump isn't bothered about what's going on in Togo. For Nyasingbe is their stooge. Burkina Faso, Tuareg is Trump's only problem. Masawudu Kumase Bantama said, the presidency is meant for serious-minded people. How can a country implement 24-hour economic policy when basic utilities like electricity can't be provided? Even the entire NDC communicators cannot explain what 24-hour economy means. Governance is a serious business. Regards to former KMA boss Sam Pine. Emmanuel Emma Woolley saw her live from the United States of Kiseman. Also, good afternoon, B. Brown. In fact, the way the lady was dragged from the lecture hall was too harsh. Anyway, well, all commenting on what was trending. Emra Nidin Komo UPSA. Fusaini Adam said, good afternoon, big boss. I'm watching you live from Ashaiman. I'll say, I greet Joshua Kamba and Chairman Joe all the way. My name is Champion Fusaini Adams. Donald Desa says, so no wonder he said that. Not sure what you're commenting on. Donald Desa said, Bibi, the Imam is MPP. Okay, Imam now Okasa or National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving. As you know, it should be the about buying any politicians. Richard O'Kine, I see you. Good afternoon, my brother. Betimin Khan. Jazz Bridge, and so say Owaha. Well, yeah, they're no back on Hanamako 24-hour economy. So, And listening to His Excellency the President, he mentions a number of subsectors within the policy. Grow Ghana, which is the agri model, Make Ghana, the industrialization model. There is Connect Ghana, which is more of the supply chain, distribution, and services. Build Ghana and so on, infrastructure, fund Ghana, Mr. Kamaldeen, Nitrin, Mami Musa, say, Yetimia Waye, Yahunu policy document, Yahunu the thematic areas, and then all explain 24-hour economic policy, actually Ghana for, and then faso, the any kwaya mobe faso, their properly economy, now can say.
Mr. Brown, that's it. The 24-hour economy, a policy beer. Since we started talking about it during campaign time,
okay.
In Tiasio, what I say, a model beer, a nyafina, Ghana, ever shall see a bean seed or mine biaso. And what I would say is, it is something that is well grounded in most advanced countries.
Okay.
During election campaigns, some of us, ye church Ghana for. Omo ye so mbeti ase. Ye taka de bia se onna na so wada. Ye nyane wa edin pa. Most people who went to town aka se omo ntiase no were basically propagandists from the MPP side. Men to say bibia. Esan se yenum amanfo tutu akwan nim 24-hour economy na se. But for the sake of the listeners are obi wo ha genuinely on tiase na be kira se ye. And I will explain in very simple terms.
Sure.
So, most advanced countries are, they kind of say, human beings can sleep, but the economy never sleeps. Say, benin pabetimi ada, but say, ye jaton die, inyema ye kosuma eskadie, and nada. Advanced countries like US, UK, and other European countries, ye nim say, omurane shift ye pa. Obi kwa no pa, wapon ba fie, obi akwewia, wapamba obi akwedime no bi asaba no pabiem in the simplest term you say one particular job 3 people 3 shifts.
Okay.
Say makwa no papon maje me salary atum kotokom obi nso abewia waje ne de evening in that regard. But you see adia ba ko NDC aya NDC must be commended say we didn't put the cart before the horse.
Okay.
Policy no
that's
ye pa utitwi ye pa the way they say yenka say ye the policy bi ba ni ahya ase no document to prove that NDC wini abani ye pe ani ye fa honorable Gusitando say under 24-hour economy na ano na onpe a group of young men and women say be say omo mu do ni fa policy nembra.
President said we are moving from slogans to strategy.
Thank you very much.
You
see, you share a baby a better now, so about one this, one that, one this, one that. But Obisa see I'm going into detail.
Policy.
Say this policy out there bano. Also, who the skeleton aba? The meat on the skeleton now, they can't tell us. You see, the vision of the 24-hour economy, no. You say, first of all, self-reliant. Sebi, me try history at the advanced level.
Okay.
I know about the Gottisbergen economy. And now a year basically exploitative.
Yeah.
Say, a far raw gold, what them say, raw cocoa, yeah, they come on it, I produce it about back. A banasa only control on the pricing. Currently, say, what share is it as a man and ye? Na dollar air cost from CDT for man. The fact say, Ghana, we import a lot of things.
Yeah.
Into me exporting BBR. Into the first thing about the 24-hour economy, say we must be self-reliant. Yen produce ya enyama. Yen use what them say. And production is not hinged on the fact say what could you man opa by 4 upon what samba no beam. Into the first thing they say it will be cyclical. Say you produce ya de no sebi nimpa ne beda. But the shift will run. The second vision is yenye industrial competitiveness. Say your machines infinijuma yedi produce nyama no yen shemukena ni yen say most countries are. I read more about Germany economy. One thing about them is say they believe more in apprenticeship. yɛde yɛn nsa yɛ adeɛ training mmɔframma na musua nyama. They are shifting from the 3 R's, reading, writing, arithmetic, into one issue about the economy. They say if it becomes 24 hours, infinite numano, you be mukena, ya the more machines aba, ni ahwe say amount for sebi they can work, and as they are working to earn a living, now you produce more. Now the Chinese say Ghana will become self-reliant.
Also the 3 R's.
The 3 R's. We call it reading, writing, arithmetic. Even though it start with A, but
because writing, okay, W.
Thank you very much. But if I 3 R's, if you Google, you will see it. Yes.
And
yes. That is what kind about education in the country, moving from informal, coming to semi-formal and formal. Now you got 3 R's. So you can Google it. It is reading, writing, arithmetic. What you call the grammar education. That is what we have done over the years. And to show this particular policy, you are launching. After you launch it for the National Apprenticeship Program, a program, all these 3 things goes hand in hand. As I say, with the machines bar, people must operate it. So only technical know-how now, they can't operate. Into the National Apprenticeship Program is also ongoing now. You are implementing. The next one is strong regional and global integration. So Ghana is not in isolation. So, Ghana Hanum say no. We are doing it in a global setup. And apart from the fact that we are producing more, that is hinged on the 24-hour economy. No? We are ensuring that we should be able to integrate with other regional blocks. If we are able to produce more, we can also export more to gain income. And what I was saying is, I believe senior politics are. Kama shouldn't comment on this. Esan say, adia eba na abua me nyumebu. Na sanso abua ama the economy of Ghana become very much resolute, no. We must all support it. Esan say, if we support this, ebe nyuma mienu, ebe create nyuma. Na the rate of unemployment swati. And secondly, ebe ensure say yesika sem will become resolute. Esan say, yen kokra nyama bebree. We will produce more and our city will become stronger. We are much more competitive on the world market.
Maybe one specific question now we are Mako Kamaldino. So your Grow 24.
Yes.
Which is agric. You will Make 24.
Yeah.
Which is industrialization.
Thank you.
You will Build 24. Infrastructure.
Thank you.
Show 24. Yababe showcase Ghana's tourism and then your rich culture.
Yeah.
Connect 24, it's a supply chain distribution and all of that.
Yeah.
Specific Busa say, Bibiti say, show 24. How is economy no? And I mean, the tourism economy, the culture economy no. How are we hoping to have it run 247 under the show 24 model? Yabe kubo T4 anajo 12 ana me ko bonwure kente ho no mo anajo ahe. How is it going to work like? BBT say fund 24. You say financing, addressing access to capital near there. How is that supposed to be a 24-hour something that is running? And Aspire 24. Building skills. Yeah. Walk me through some of these specifics na Boamekakra.
Brahmi that's it. You see,
amen.
If you the tourism value chain, meaning say what you say, say in Kranshe, say me ko akoshe niema
in Srahwe.
Ghana for niema ye wo. If they tell you the amount of money through the value chain of tourism, you will marvel because the value chain is very huge. Tourism, it even links to hospitality. It links to production. Because Obi Bans Rasha said your better baby. It helps in that particular industry. Secondly, Obi Bans Rasha, Obi Didi, into hoteliers and restaurants will also benefit. Obi Bans Rasha, Obi say, in Yama Yeshe, ya fadi ni bilobet matobi. Into ye pese ye shese that value chain will run 24 hours. The kind of jobs it will create, both direct and indirect, it is enormous. And I think, in as much as and yes, oh, Kobo Rakoshadi, our Machana Najo, Because anajo beda, the hotel benefits. And a power didi, those who are selling will benefit. Ubeton tare. And the fact is that if we limit 24-hour economy, say you'll be and I said the thing will go on till say and I do the soma, we're making a mistake. But the fact is that yes,
is it not working already?
You see,
may the tourists echo Cape Coast.
Yeah.
Now, itinerary ni se beko Cape Coast Castle.
Yeah.
We beko Elmina Castle. We beko Kodidi. And you may beko late afternoon. You beko Kakum National Park. Obviously, you better hotel. You da. Obviously, you have a lunch. You da. So what is new with Show 24?
But that's it. I think a question when you ask their minds can be disabused on certain things and not here. It is already there. I'll see a coso. Is there any policy direction a guided in a nana?
Nana,
we didn't have it. You see, when to be a formalized more, you need blueprint to follow. Say, be informal. There is no blueprint to that particular thing. And follow a laid down process and a procedure. And I believe, I don't dispute it at all. Say a coso. But as you say, you did blueprint, you to say, you can say, you measure the kind of funds we generate from it. Yeah, say,
but we know.
Oh, but is it formalized?
Year of return, we're able to quantify what we made as a country.
Is it a formalized thing? Do we have a blueprint? Like I said, this is the 24-hour economy. Now you're regularizing and it was not there. The year of return, it is an aspect of the whole thing. Say Black Star experience and those things. It is there. But as to whether we are synchronizing all of them as one. Me I say, you be measure and quantify say, I did the two who say, these are returns is bringing. It was not there. But I agree with you, say,
but
you
have
an aspect
the Ghana Statistical Service is able to tell us what we have made as a country from tourism.
Thank you.
So if you say there is no formal system where what we get out of it,
well, I mean, disputing at all what you are saying. No, argument crowd. Major to say or honum. But as what you see, aboso by the major pie. At the end of honum, how much are we getting from it? As we bois.
You know how much we get from the tourism sector.
I don't dispute that at all.
So what is new with Show 24?
There are a lot of new things about it.
Okay.
How we are able to expand it to rake in more revenue and make it much more formalized.
Okay.
That is what this blueprint idea ban
Mamekwa Kamadi when I meet you on the 24-hour economy. Say any details, Kakra. We have a number of models we can speak to.
You see,
I don't see unless you show me.
No, I'm starting.
I'm just pulling your legs. Don't mind me.
Now, 24-hour economy.
Yeah.
From almost starting in opposition. Na enu na ye main campaign policy. Okay. Flagship program. Thank you. I want to say one of the flagship program. I know more to me explain so.
The mechanic want it.
Enya ne wo ka. Ni omo kotena dem wo ka ye. Wo de wo beti ye o. Ni omo kotena ho e ka ye. And so mbe ka wa bonte ma wo ti ye bo. Omo ntimi explain. Miss Ukasa, I think I gave you manka one word. So allow me. O national chairman. Oba I was see number ejuma in the 9th. Electricity will be made cheaper. Did you hear of anything? Grow Ghana, Show Ghana. Did you hear him mention that? No. Did you hear say doing Ketia mention it?
But sir,
no. Did you hear him mention it?
Mention what?
Show Ghana, Grow Ghana, Build Ghana.
Sir, and then a policy documenting about until we are getting details.
Did he target as Grow Ghana at the time? Make in opposition.
And sir, at the time the policy document had not been developed.
But you see, that is what because this is your flagship program. Kai, you're the free SHS ever. Journalists interrogated it. Former President Nanado on different programs. He showed how the model was going to run. 24-hour.
Nanado could not tell how much his free SHS was even going to cost.
That was the cost.
There were questions about whether that policy was really thought through because the basic element of cost.
So Nanado's own was cost, right? When it comes to even this one, what are they saying? They are now in government. They are not. You are not even asking them about cost in opposition because they could even cost their whole thing. But they are telling you to cost them about $4 billion. They are not specific.
But they have at least given you a figure.
About
You could not give us.
I'm coming. We said it in opposition that this was how the program was going to run. But as to the cost, we were not able. But we were able to tell you how the model was going to run. They couldn't. Felix Kwachi Fosu, Okotina Asembaso, watch us na Noka. So be ton watch anapa, no be. But this I'm not making it up. It's all over. And let me thank if you can play some. I think Mitchell, you can be. I have been decorous very enough.
Sorry about that.
Wow, penny for your mokaye. Nano oyelita, Okotina Metro in your car. It was Obikra Koka Pudona, Sam. Jatanya Manina, he said it. I'm not the one making it up. When to me, I explain it 24-hour economy. Say, I'm more about Bemu, and I be more best tenacity, and I'm more some document to guide the policy. That is fine. Now, Otiha and Oka said, the model is trying to look at some European countries. You can say that into the air. Some of us have had the opportunity to go there. Ufa any country, there were states be active, any states yours is across the country. Even Accra, do you want to tell me the hustling and bubbling now? AC was circle. Is the same thing that happens in Oyarifa and Sapema in Amasama. Do you want to tell me 24-hour economy can run at that place? 4 stations be in Accra. By 10, no more. Your 24 hours should be anchored on electricity and security. These are the 2 things you have to. And my private sector.
But you're aware that in opposition during the campaign, they made the point that subscribe to 24-hour economy. No, some particular meters are and no tariff regime is different. Thank you. Incentivize womo.
So that is
Omoka said when you subscribe to it and you have to work late into the night, Omobema security. Thank you. You heard that one.
So
too.
I'm going to play the devil's advocate by agreeing with you. Look at all the things you've mentioned.
Yeah.
Ghana police how are they going to ensure the security? Let's be frank. Compared to other countries, some system of security, one had to do with lightning. Look at Accra. There are a lot of places in the night. You can't just call business and not idea or brown. Business look, naturally there are certain shops in Accra here. No matter what you do, by 10, 11, they are closed. You can't push them to it. You can assure them of security. But to what level? How many banks will agree to work 24 hours here in Ghana? How many banks will risk it? Me say common filling station omupong. So it should be anchored on some few me and almost starting point and so they are going to start a model maybe Accra and Kumasi and over Ashanti region cra. We are going to target these areas. Or there you man for enda. Ufa from this enclave circle sa ediko usu and lively. But when you start to say hesitate to amasam achimota or fanko elkoa, people sleep. No matter what you do, they will sleep. And your 24-hour economy. So this 24-hour economy, to me, they have to find a way to do something. And you were asking him certain questions. I was really happy. But before I even come to questions, who care about Europe? And can me person mention one of the European countries. Catch all the states are active. I
think you've made that point.
24-hour economy. No, you see, I'm pinning him to read because
Pacho, a rhetorical.
Okay.
What's that? Some people will just say something. Okay, that's the model they've adopted, and that is what they are implementing. I say it's not true. There are look. If I take two,
Kawadin, are you not?
If I take two,
are you not oversimplifying your understanding of 24-hour
I'm
economy?
not oversimplifying it. They said grow Ghana.
Is this so much about Nkofu Ebedane Ubi Obetu the shop?
No, but
for instance,
Brown,
Bill 24.
The question will be
for instance, Bill 24. President Mahama's explanation is that we need to embark on accelerated infrastructure development running across around the clock. Into why can't we continue to construct roads anajo? Why can't we construct school buildings anajo? He's looking at that. It is more of an industry activity than individual. Is that not the bigger picture?
That question is why. It's why. Identity means you can just get up and do it. right? People say, why is Ghana not developed like America? Can you just get up and develop Ghana like America? How are you going to be able to construct roads when street light, even electricity numpo, engineer so?
Until he'll be forced to provide it, and
he will be forced to. If it is easy, Oba Enginanka will force it to stabilize electricity before even launching this thing. Now his lifeline is on the 1 cedi per liter. So 1 cedi per liter no, NAB anka parliament is a hang parliament here. And I ent omanti me and pass it through. The 24-hour economy would have become a charade. That is the reality.
Is that your prayer?
But doomsday, we are still experiencing doomsday in many places. And that is why the energy minister and the finance minister, including the president, FIT said they have to introduce 1 cedi per liter. That's the whole idea. That's why people are calling it doomsday levy. You can't achieve 24-hour
They are calling it doomsday levy not because he will doomsday, but it is a levy to address a car.
It's not true. Say they address a car.
Yes. Have you read the act?
I'm coming. You're more free. Don't say digress me. You made him to speak.
No.
Doomsday levy. I'm saying the lifeline. I think you are missing my point. Sir. The lifeline of the 24-hour economy is based on stable electricity. Is that not the fact? I've been to Saudi Arabia where a lot of their constructions are done in the night. Light in it, so almost to me provided like 24 hours, including major ones almost set it up for construction. Because street light are all used, so would the overpass, you need extra light now. Ebe power or bet said day, on bet me da ye juma. Ask yourself, are we able to provide?
But you know contractors have their own gensets.
Now, near all Kanokrano, Anka proud to say Omube Lanchi 24-hour economy. We are starting some measures be in place. Say, okay, nyama we eba.
Te said yen.
Ebina Meka say, one has to do with say electricity air stable, street lighting air improve. So obia original say obia ni filling station and ni shop eben baby adia san or ye sumunti upon was starting who say city no nyina ye lighting city no. Ebema even before
meanwhile Greater Accra Regional Minister say your money 50 days. So 50 days atwam.
I'm happy.
Accra yesum.
I'm happy.
I get your point.
So there are some places who can say 24-hour economy. And look, and pen ya already wa high. Now the 24-hour economy, even as you see it, what's the impression you are having? It's going to be across the country.
That's the vision.
Yes, it's going to be across the country. But say across the country, no, it's not going to be possible.
Okay.
Is that not it?
Yeah.
And to build Ghana, you see tourism, Ebisano. Well, to promote tourism, no. To promote tourism 24-hour, no. There are certain places that one of the things for you to even promote tourism, tourism will be promoted naturally, is by developing it. I've been to some of the tourist sites in Ghana. Afajatoni, those places.
Afajatoni. 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Before we assess this road, Brown, would you go the next time? So it's not mere fact of saying, say, is it Bakuna the show Ghana, right?
Show Ghana.
Yeah, tourism.
I don't need tourism.
Good. Now, a Nippon fan cannot get stuck around the Afajato area. Next time we'll be called, regardless of your show Ghana. So all that we need to do is to develop
it
our
will
tourism.
come with the infrastructure development and all
remember
of that.
There's a timeline for it.
He made a point. He said a synergized approach.
You see, there's a timeline for presidency.
Yeah, 4
years. 4 years.
Say it's but and some baby.
Oh no, say government be in policy ever. There are a lot of things I have started. Your friends say agenda 111. Do you think they would like to continue?
Oh, it is no more. It is no more.
So obiani agenda.
Mate Kamadin, Emrena ya be anesa. Inti
1 minute na minka assembly.
Yemfa 1 minute na be say it will be or hono na mahwe na mo de team say there is this 2.45 in fact, doomsday levy taking effect on the 16th and all of that. Inti member honum open so use 1 minute so the clear issues be so.
Issue be person.
Okay. Make sure remember too.
Brown.
Yes, sir.
About the levy. Buying Esandeba. I think it take effect 16th
of this month.
I think sir, we share the economy of the country now. Menka say a free hardship ni mo. Esan say MPP said almost 7 years. The attorney said the situation we find ourselves
7
now.
months. You are still talking about MPP.
We find ourselves now, no. I was here in a bar together as a man. Na boa. Enti CD well against dollar. Levy said be na ebu e kom na free hwa. I think something little I dey support say light be gyina so ne dey. So we will be our dream Ghana ho we should be able to support.
Okay.
And the fact is that kind of of times grandpa for so this year. In some number of times our OMCs will call pumps are yateso. And I believe say, it is a very tough decision for government to take. But the fact is that anything we can also do as of mine to support the government to support, because everything we do based on light.
Mate.
Okay. Light change down so
and dollar ASA.
Been check here.
Okay. Dollar, they normally quote 10 cedis thereabout per dollar.
Yes.
Interbank rate. Interbank rate. How come interbank rate around 10 cedis? Gold body is buying buying their gold, pegging it at 12 cedis. The same government too. And I didn't has to do with school feeding happening in second cluster of schools in my constituency. In fact, I was say abino and whoever is in charge. Quality no. Poor quantity no poor.
Okay.
In fact, in Takwana I see before we start I think who videos in about their school feeding. So in second cluster of schools, the kind of school feeding now almost 7 kolano. So they have to do something about it.
Mind you see it me feed me must say. Kamadi medo wasi bebre na nature in sumada wase. I hope to see you next week, same time on the show. Within the Bismark Brown, Madam team na say Reynald Ajiman, aka The Mask, and of course Jemima, Joel Sanko, and there is Abigail Fianco, and then Joyce also in there. Yedibesi ane Jemu Diama the news team no. The numeric